Hey guys! Welcome to another stream of Our Castle Walls. This is my third one so far, and I kind of forgot where we left off. We left off here. Let me see if I can, Oh yeah, Yuri and Diverse fell asleep with each other while they were reading the book. The Jungle Book. The Ellie's Jungle Adventure or something like that. They both fell asleep. Monica and Sayori found them. Yuri's the first one to wake up and she was mortified. And after that, we were just there. It shuffled back to Diverse's point of view. So, here we are now. Guess who's back? Back again? Hey, Zach. T34 1943, Lepoyo, and Goji Fan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Nice to see you all. Yep. I'm just, about to continue now. Excuse me, I also just ate pizza, so I may hiccup a few times while trying to digest it, but I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing that my body does. Anyway, once my face is completely dry, I take the tissue and stuff it in my back pocket, then look back over to Monica and hand her the water bottle back. That's not weird. Monica, could you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the things? She just stares at me for a second or two. Talking is hard, man. I can't help it. It's time to share poems now. You feeling up to it, bud? Yeah, I'm more awake now. I promise. Wait, that's not what she asked. Right. Hope to see you soon. Monica walks away from me over to where Natsuki is while Sayori's sitting at her desk writing down something. Okay, good. They're all busy. I wonder what Yuri brought in for today. Looking around for a little bit shows Yuri's still relatively close to where we were sitting down earlier, but she looks a little apprehensive? Watched Alive in the Forest at Night. That sounds awesome! Did I make her upset by not wanting to read anymore? Do I dare even bring that up with her? Should I wait for her to talk? Maybe I should try Diverse. How are you feeling? What? Oh, yeah, I'm better now. Yeah, maybe I should bring it up. Sorry about not wanting to read anymore today. Oh, don't be sorry. We all have those days. I'm not upset with you about this. Hearing that makes me breathe a sigh of relief. The last thing I want to do is make her upset. Okay, thanks, Yuri. Mm-hmm. She then looks away from me for whatever reason. However, would it be okay if I read your poem first? I don't know why, but something seems a little off. Didn't even say anything to her that would cause her to be pink already. Maybe if I just be myself, then things will be fine. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. Let me go grab it first. Doesn't take too long to grab my backpack and give her the correct piece of paper. She takes it from me and begins reading. Meanwhile, I can't help but feel nervous about what she's gonna say. Feels like the seconds are becoming minutes. I mean, I did write about what I was feeling at the lake yesterday. Plus, I tried remembering what she said about symbolism yesterday. Time passes, and she still holds on to my poem, but averts her attention to me, in which I don't quite make eye contact, but look in her general direction out of instinct. We don't get to see his poem? Diverse, I must say, I'm seeing some improvements from last time. Never thought you'd be the one to try to write so mysteriously. I'm impressed by your effort. pleasantly surprised by her words, I genuinely smile at her while taking my poem back. Thanks, Yuri! I kind of remembered our talk about symbolism from yesterday and attempted to apply it here and there. Yuri's blush from earlier makes a return. I could tell. It could be a little bit tricky to implement properly, wouldn't you agree? I remember hearing how much that made my brain hurt last night. Yeah, definitely. Fret not, it becomes less difficult with enough practice and thinking. Well, that's good to know. Is it common for your head to hurt a lot when writing, or is it just me? Wait, why did I ask her that? She remains silent for some time, but her smile eventually makes a return. Yes, that's very common with new writers. Don't worry, Diverse. I'm certain everyone experiences that at times. When that happens, doesn't it feel like your mind becomes fixated on what you're trying to write to the point where it blocks out every other mental process that's going on? It becomes more difficult to think rationally? Yep. Oh, damn, she hit that one right in the head. Yes, is this coming from experience? I know it is. I know mine is. When I write my mods, sometimes I hit a lot of writer's block. Yes, I suppose it does. My advice for if that ever happens is just walk away from it and try to accomplish something else. Something to let your mind unwind for a while. Then once you return to whatever you were writing, you'll approach it with a different, more open mindset, and you'll be surprised at what comes to you. Oh, there I go rambling again. Yuri, has anyone ever told you that you give the best advice? I can't help but feel nervous after saying that, also blushing a bit. When my blush goes away the moment I see her shocked face. Do you really mean that? Be genuine with her. Of course! I have to remember that the next time my mind is mean to me like that. Diverse, I'll be honest. I've always been too nervous to share any kind of advice with anyone. Really? How come? Well, I've always been too scared of how people would react. I'm afraid that people would think I'm a know-it-all or too arrogant. I don't know. Hey, Matic. Also, hey, Yuri Kobayashi. It just feels awful. Having all these experiences and feelings, these opinions, these points of view, and not being able to share them with anybody. I can't help but feel bad about what she just said, as I've had similar experiences to hers. It's made me feel useless, like I don't belong here. This feeling of not being able to help anyone, it's one of the worst evils I've ever experienced. However, my anticipation of what she has to say next rises just from that one word alone. Hearing you say that our talk from yesterday helped you out, it just, well, it's something I'm not very used to, but it makes me feel really happy. What she said makes me feel better, like I'm doing something right. I'm glad, Yuri. Thank you for telling me that. No, thank you, Diverse. I never thought I'd be able to express myself this way, but after being around you and seeing how you are around me, it just feels right. Ah! Demi-Mob! Don't hurt my ears like that! There's not very many people like you, Diverse. Yuri, I wouldn't be a very good friend to you if I were to judge you over stuff like that. Nobody deserves it, especially you. Remember what I said the other day about the golden rule? From the sounds of it, her breathing has become a little more intense, but I'd have to look at her pretty hard to confirm that, and that'd be weird. I probably should continue to be patient with her, give her time to think freely. This feels... Never mind. I'm just really thankful to have you as a best friend. My genuine smile for earlier makes a return, even if it does make my face hurt a little bit. I'm happy I can make her feel this way. Yeah, have you ever had those moments where you're like smiling so much it starts to hurt? I was in a Discord call where we were just like making fun of each other like constantly, and it eventually got to the point where I've been smiling nonstop for 3 straight hours, and then my cheekbones are like my lips. No, my cheeks. My cheek muscles started to hurt really badly the next day. Also, hello, Uncanny. Welcome to the stream. Me too, Yuri. Another silence plays out in the space between us until I remember that I haven't read her poem yet. Oh, that reminds me. I still haven't read your poem yet. May I? Yuri reacts in such a way as if she's brought back to Earth or something. Oh, yes, I'd be more than happy to show you mine. She brings her bag up from the floor and pulls her poem out to hand over to me, all with her smile never leaving. Ah, this is another vanilla one. I haven't read this one in a while, so I'll read it. Beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. Under a clear blue sky, an explosive bliss, but beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in? Or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same. Yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. Salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle, yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I abandon my peace to erode at the shore. Drift forward, and I return to Earth forevermore. Whoopsies, I have to go. The homies are calling me. Alright, Le Pollo. Take care, dude. Whoa. Yuri never fails to do such a good job at these. I give her poem back to her while smiling. Yuri, that was great! But I'm curious, though. What made you decide to write about the beach? Well, you mentioned something about the beach 2 days ago, and I guess it just stuck with me. Thought it'd be fun to write about. I did? Yeah, you know what? I probably did. This might be weird to ask, but did writing about it bring back memories of your childhood? Ah, that it did. I used to go there every now and then with my parents when I was a child. A few memories of my parents taking me to beach play on my head. Yeah, mine did that with me too. Yuri lets out a sigh, but it doesn't sound like one out of relief. I can't remember the last time I was there. There's an indescribable atmosphere that it's accompanied with. Indescribable. That one moment when you open up Spotify and it plays the perfect song for a moment/scene. Nice. You gonna use it soon enough? Oh! That reminds me. I'm amazed at how well you were able to describe everything. Oh, it's just something that you learn to pick up after writing for a long time. Much like I said the other day about getting better with practice. A dumb idea comes to my head. Placing both arms behind my back, I lean forward a little bit. Oh, please, Yuri. I just have to know your secrets. After a second or two, she giggles lightly, then puts on a face that shows she's in deep thought. I don't know. My secrets might be too strong for you. That's when I cross my arms and give her a forced, somewhat serious look. Yuri, listen to me. I want only your best writing advice. My advice would go over your head, amateur. You cannot handle my best advice. Placing my hands on my hips, it's now becoming hard for me to contain my laughter. Yuri, enough of these games. I'm going to become a better writer, and I need only your best advice. Oh, is that so? I don't think you can handle my best advice. You better go to an individual that offers weaker advice. Monica posed, yep. Arms down this time, I try putting emotion in my voice, but it's difficult when I'm on the verge of laughing. Yuri, I'm telling you, I need your best advice. I want to do a good job for the festival, and I need only the best advice out there. You can't handle my best advice. No one can. My advice is fit for a beast, let alone a man. We both can't help but laugh at what just transpired, but end up recovering shortly after, with me having to catch my breath towards the end. Don't worry, Diverse, I think you're worthy enough. I can't help but breathe a smile of relief when I'm almost done recovering from earlier. Oh man, I never thought this day would come. I crossed my arms at her, this time with a smile on my face, and intently listened to what she has to say. Okay, so... if there's one thing to remember to help with being more descriptive, it's not only write down what you feel, but also what you see and hear. It's the little things like those that can really make a difference. What you see and hear. I like that. I have to remember that. She then brings her poem up to where me and her can see it. Take this line for example. Take this line for example. Under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss. What does that make you think of? Made me think of the waves crashing under a sunny blue sky. That's right. Now let's look at the next line. But beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. Yeah, everything became more overcast, changing the mood. You see? It's the little things that help paint the picture, as you would say. My smile and blush grows just from hearing her use my words to prove her point. Feels like I'm doing something right. I suppose- Hey! Are you two available for Komine? What the fuck? What is that? Hey! Are you two available for Komionike-shun? What? Looking to my left shows Monica, Sayori, and Natsuki looking over at me and Yuri. How long have these three been listening in? I divert my attention to Natsuki. We've been waiting for forever! I can't help but feel annoyed over knowing that she may have been listening in on me and Yuri decide to. I can't help but feel annoyed over knowing that she may have been listening in on me and Yuri and decide to copy her facial expression. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. So he put his hands behind his back and leaned forward. That's what I was talking. Oh. It's not nice to eavesdrop on us like that, you know? Monica then intertwines with a rather serious tone. Knock it off, you two! Now's not the time for this. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Natsuki keeps silent and crosses her arms at Monica, whereas I take a step back and start looking towards the ground, feeling a little guilty. Alright. Much to my dismay, Monica's tone of voice turns back to normal. Now, everyone, it seems that we're all done sharing poems, right? Monica seems to look at both me and Yuri after saying that, in which we both look away from her out of nervousness. Yes, Monica. Good. I hope you all thought of something to prepare for the festival, as we're gonna do a better job than the... My eyelids skyrocket once again, this time not out of excitement. Oh god, oh no, I completely forgot to think of that! Thought I was supposed to write a poem for the festival, and I don't even know what to write about. Natsuki, confident, puts her arms on her hips. I already know what I'm doing. Oh, what do you have in mind? My dad's gonna be available this Sunday. He's gonna help me with making cupcakes for the festival. Didn't she mention something about that the other day? That's great. Just make sure to make a few dozen in all different colors, too. Sure thing. How about you, Yuri? What did you have in mind? I turn my head towards Yuri so that she has my undivided attention, as I'm sure everyone else does. Well, I was thinking, last year we didn't do anything to the classroom in terms of atmosphere. Yeah, I gotta admit, Yuri's got a point. Last year's performance was pretty boring. Oh, I know! What if she makes a bunch of decorations and such for the room? Yuri, who appears a bit more relaxed, looks at Sayori and manages to smile at her. Yes, that exactly. I can only guess from her tone of voice that she's happy that Sayori finished her train of thought of her. Yeah, Yuri! With how creative you are, I'm sure you'd be the perfect pick for that job. I have to agree with Monica. I'm sure Yuri's smartness and intelligence wouldn't make that job a good fit for her. My attention is diverted over to Sayori. But wait, what about you, Sayori? I didn't expect her to show a surprised look, but here we are. Well, since I already made a poster and stuck it in the school hallway, I thought I'd make some pamphlets for everyone who attends to read on festival day. Monica gives Sayori a look that shows uncertainty. Okay, that doesn't sound bad, but do you have everything you'll need to make them? I have paper and crayons at my place. Now that's something I would expect from the toy store kid herself. Monica sighs at her behavior. Sayori, what days are you free this weekend? All of them! Yuri lightly giggles at that statement, which causes me to in return. Alright then, I'm coming over on Saturday with my laptop and printer. We're gonna get this done the right way. And now looks like a million light bulbs clicked on above Sayori's head. Oh! Why don't you come over on Saturday and we can have a sleepover? Please? It'll be so much fun! Yep. That sounds like Sayori. Monica leans forward and gives her a look similar to the one she gave me yesterday. Well, lucky you, Missy. I've got Saturday off too. I'll be there around 5. Sayori beams and runs up to Monica to bear hug her. Yay! You're the best! Me and Yuri can't help but smile at the scene in front of us. Okay, I get it. She tries pushing Sayori off of her, but to no avail. Well, that's good that everyone knows what they're doing, but I haven't been mentioned at all. I think I should say something about this. Monica? Everyone diverts their attention to me, which ups my nervousness. Natsuki eating Monica's hair? What? Sarah, why are you talking like Minnie Mouse? Why does it... I swear, everybody compares my Sayori voice to Mickey and Minnie Mouse. This is my Mickey voice! Haha! And my Minnie voice is kinda... Okay, I can kinda see that, I guess. Well, I mean, Minnie's voice is a little higher. Because my Sayori voice is, at least a little bit deeper, is a little deeper than Minnie's. Because that's not, because mine's, anyway. Everyone diverts their attention to me, which ups my nervousness. What am I gonna do to help? Before Monica gets to respond, Natsuki opens her big mouth. Oh, I know what he can do! I already hate where this is going. He could be Monica's slave and carry all her stuff to Sayori's house, or maybe he can clean the whole classroom for us. Actually, that first one doesn't sound that bad. Natsuki! All of us are taken aback at Yuri's raised voice. Sayori even breaks away from Monica. Looking over to Yuri, I see what I can only imagine is regret on her face. Monica's less alarming tone of voice helps settle the atmosphere. What's on your mind, Yuri? Instead of immediately talking, Yuri looks over to me. I gingerly nod at her and smile, my nonverbal attempt of trying to say, everything's okay, don't worry about it. After seeing her expression become a little more timid, she turns around to face Monica. Well, I have a pretty big task at hand, too. Would it be acceptable if Diverse came over to my house to assist me? I'm speechless. I've had nothing against that. But I don't think you should be asking me that. Yuri apprehensively looks over to me, but I feel like I should show my appreciation to her and attempt to ease her mind by smiling at her again. Before I speak, my mind is screaming, "Thank you!" to her. I'm perfectly okay with that. She smiles sweetly at me, which causes me to clap my hands once out of excitement. Then it's settled! We're gonna make this the best festival ever! I'm sure of it! That's enough for now, everyone! Yet another club day out of the way, I'll consider this one a success. Looking around the room for probably the last time today shows both Sayori and Natsuki packing up their stuff and getting ready to walk out the door. I myself am not quite ready to leave yet, as I want to see Yuri for a little bit. Yeah, me and her have to figure out what exactly we're going to be doing for the festival. What kind of stuff? Diverse? Huh? Oh, what's going on? Perfect timing. Well, it's just now occurred to me that we don't have any way of getting a hold of each other over the weekend. Would you like to exchange phone numbers? I was wondering why they didn't do that literally before any of the time they've been best friends. I've been close friends with this girl for about 4 days now. How the frick did I never think of getting her phone number? What is wrong with me? Diverse, are you alright with that? Oh, yeah, sorry, I was lost in thought there. I'm okay with that. Give me a moment. I pull my flip phone out of my pocket and bring up a screen that shows my phone number and present it to her. I don't know if I should be too surprised by the inquisitive face she just put on. Oh my, Diverse, I haven't seen one of these in ages. Are you fond of archaic technology as well? Okay, that I did not expect from her. Well, yeah, I suppose. It's something I appreciate. It's just, this is the only phone I could get with my parents' phone plan. It's pretty simple, which I don't mind. Sayori equals Amy Rose. Who's... Wait, oh, never mind. Amy Rose, she's from Sonic the Hedgehog. It's been a while. Funny story, last night I logged into Bed Wars and found someone wearing a buff Hello Kitty. What? Yeah, my Hello Kitty doesn't believe in consent. Huh? She's messing around with my phone? I don't know how to feel about this. Not that she's gonna find anything that'll make her think differently of me. Hey, Yuri, it's your turn. She looks up to me and just now seems to realize what she was doing. Ah! You're right! Sorry. With that, she quickly hands my phone back to me, grabs hers from her bag, and brings up a screen with her phone number. Here's a recent LG phone in a purple case, complete with the camera and 3.5mm audio jack. What the fuck? Everything that my phone doesn't have. After inspecting her phone for a bit, I take note of her number. Ah, there we go. A total of 2 contacts in my phone. Sorry, I'm hearing footsteps right now, but I'm gonna push that to the back of my mind. Okay, got it. Ready to walk home? Maybe we could talk about the festival along the way? Actually, Diverse. Both me and Yuri turn around to see what Monica has to say. I was hoping I could talk with Yuri a little bit more. It's rather important. While I'm blankly staring at Monica trying to process what she just told me, a slow creeping feeling of disappointment makes itself known. Well, so much for getting to walk home with Yuri. At least I got her phone number now. But what could Monica want to talk with her about? I decide to step forward with a concerned face and talk about what I'm thinking of. Want to see the screenshots? I might not be able to see it until I'm done streaming, so... Monica, Yuri's not in trouble for anything, is she? Monica smiles sweetly and looks down at me, which makes me feel a little more at ease. Diverse, she's not in trouble, I promise. There's nothing to worry about, bud. Her and I just have to talk about club-related stuff. Monica's the club president. She knows what she's talking about. Probably is about club stuff anyways. Alright then. There's one more thing I need from you, Diverse. Oh, what would that be? As club president, it's best if I'm able to contact all my members if something were to happen, or an emergency comes up. Plus, I'm gonna need to know what poem you'll be presenting on Monday. That's actually kind of clever. Pushing aside the fact that I still have no idea what I'm going to write for the festival, I like that. Yeah, I can live with that. Monica takes her phone out of whatever she keeps it at the same number exchanging procedure plays out, but without her commenting about my phone. Stepping away from her to grab my book bag, I wave to Yuri before leaving the club room, to which she smiles warmly and we exchange our farewells. 3.58. He's finally left. It's about time, too. Yuri stays right where she is and keeps her arms behind her back, whereas I step a bit closer and look straight at her. Monica? What's so important that I need to be held after the meeting? It's about Diverse. She looks a bit shocked that I bring him up. What about him? Please try not to get too upset, but I've been silently observing you two the past few days. Yuri jumps back, nearly knocking over a desk, but quickly recovers and looks at me again. What? Monica, how could you? You should know it's not nice to stare like that. Unfazed by her sudden outburst, I clear my throat and continue speaking to her. Yuri, I know you and he are friends and all, but I've seen how close you and him were earlier today. She nervously looks around the room and takes a seat at a nearby desk before speaking again. What do you mean? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's only been 4 days. Don't you think things are moving a little too fast? She doesn't initially respond. Instead, she takes a deep breath and tries to regain her composure. How am I supposed to know? I've never been in a situation quite like this, nor have I ever met a soul I've felt this comfortable around. I see. Can't say I'm too surprised. You do know how different he is, dude, don't you? Yuri's eyes light up just like how Diverse's did earlier today when I mentioned Wallace not attending the festival. Yes, he's told me already. But how did you know? I smile and wink at her. Just my intuition. But he opened up to you about it so quickly? Yes. I was rather surprised when he did. Well, you said it yourself about feeling comfortable around him. Maybe he feels the same way about you. She ends up putting her head in her hands with a somewhat perplexed look. I don't know. I guess what's most important is, how do you feel about everything? She doesn't respond again. She's probably overthinking like usual. After a bit, she composes herself again and looks towards me. I'm not sure, to be honest. These feelings I have, Sure, I found some characters in my books I've read to be lovable in many aspects, but I didn't expect those to... well, I've never experienced them this strongly. It's all too scary. I don't know what to do. Hey, Andre. The urge to say, Yuri has a crush, is strong, but I wouldn't dare do that to her. I'm still the club president right now. Hey, don't be too hard on yourself. These feelings of yours are perfectly normal. Look, Yuri, if you want to pursue anything more with him, I won't stop you. If there's any advice I can give you about this, is listen to your heart. Trust your instincts on whatever something feels right or wrong. Not staying simply what? No, that wouldn't be disturbing the... That wouldn't be disturbing the peace of the stream. Trust your instincts on whatever something feels right or wrong. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure! We're friends. Would I ever steer you wrong? Well, that made her smile for once. Well, alright. I'll trust your judgment, Monica. Just... She proceeds to get up from her seat, grab her bag, and turn around to face me with a concerned look. Please don't tell Sayori or Natsuki that we talked about this. Oh, Yuri. Some things never change, do they? No need to worry. I hope everything works out for you and Diverse. Thanks, Monica. Farewell. As she's starting her walk out of the club room, something comes to mind that I should tell her. Oh, wait, one more thing. Oh, what is it? I'm not sure if you like opera at all, but The Dream Oath will be showing on TV tomorrow around 6. Her eyes light up once more and she brings both hands to her chest. Ooh, the story of Draco and Maria. I haven't seen that since I was a child. I'll admit, opera may not be an interest of mine, but I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to watch that again. Thank you for telling me. It's no problem. Bye-bye now. Waving at her, she nods at me and closes the door behind her. I had a feeling from Diverse's first day in the club that those two will get along just fine. It feels nice to know I was right all along. Diverse. The school hallway feels much more lonely without Yuri by my side, but this isn't something I'm not used to. This was my everyday life throughout all high school. This was my everyday life throughout all of high school, with the exception of the past 4 days thanks to the club, so it doesn't bother me too much. I still can't help but wonder what Monica needed to talk with Yuri about. I mean, she said it was club-related stuff, but that could mean a lot of things. The festival, club activities, the other members... who knows. Oh, that's right. The mailbox! Yep, still gotta take care of business from 2 days ago. Stepping out into the courtyard shows that it's not raining anymore, yet the grass, leaves, and trees around me are still damp after everything. There aren't any students around this time, which for whatever reason helps me feel at ease. No possible way of silent judgment if nobody's around. Instead of taking the usual route to go home, I have to take a different one so that I can make it to the park. This means I have to walk towards Yuri's house to get there. Even though that's not my destination, just the thought of that makes me feel nervous. I'm gonna be going to her house someday this weekend. Huh. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been over to anyone else's house before. What the heck, man? Maybe I should text her tonight before going to bed so we can figure stuff out and whatnot. After saying that out loud, I find myself looking forward to talking with her tonight. Maybe I shouldn't be getting this excited over it, but I can't help it. About 8 or so minutes pass, and I finally made it to the blue mailbox that's at the north end of the park. Finally. Stopping in front of it to open my backpack and find both the envelopes I need, I deposit them into the mailbox and look away from it towards my way home. Thank Christ. Now I never have to think about that again. Time to head home. Maybe get myself a bowl of Frosties or something. Yeah, that sounds like a good... Hey! Diverse! Who said that? Looking around a little too frantically shows nobody I recognize. Over here, silly! Okay, hang on. Where's here? Looking around the area more carefully shows Sayori sitting on one of the benches all by herself. What is she doing here? May as well walk over to her and see what's going on. Sayori? What you doing over here?
Oh, I've been here for a while now. My Sunshine's supposed to be here, but he's fashionably late, like always.
She puts on an annoyed look after saying that. I'm still not quite sure who she's talking about. I'm still not quite sure who she's talking about. Maybe I'll find out someday. Probably the Sunshine. Literal Sunshine. Oh! You supposed to meet up with him or something?
Yeah, we're supposed to. Too bad he's taking forever.
Yeah, I hear ya. Mind if I keep you comfy? Excuse me. Yeah, I hear ya. Mind if I keep you company for a bit? She looks to be in thought for a little bit before speaking again.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind.
Neat. That's when I take a seat on the same bench as her, but to be sure to keep distance between us. Scenery around here is nice and mellow. Yeah, I guess that works. The setting sun and the sound of birds has a nice feeling to it. What should I talk to Sayori about? School? Life? The park we're at? Should I tell her about the lake that me and Yuri sometimes go to? Well, how about that Sunshine she's supposed to meet? She has a boyfriend in this mod? Let's give it a dot. Yes, what the No! That's something special that should be kept between me and her. Besides, I accidentally blabbed about the classroom to Monica earlier today. Oh, I know. Hey, Sayori, are you excited about the festival?
Yeah, it's gonna be great! I'm gonna write the best poem ever for it!
Ooh, that's gonna be awesome! Can't wait to hear it.
It sure is! What about you? Aren't you excited for it?
I don't initially respond to her, mainly because my mind is racing about everything that will happen about the festival. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but why are we even performing in the first place?
I think it's because Monica wants to try to bring in more club members before we graduate.
Somebody pass the torch on to?
Yeah, something like that.
I hear ya. I'm a bit indifferent about getting new members, though.
How come?
I don't really do well with most people in our school. I mean, you guys in the club are cool and all, but what if someone I don't like joins the club? It'd feel like the only after-school activity I'd ever attend is being ruined.
I think I get that. Yuri said something like that when Monica mentioned that last week.
Yuri. I guess I'm also a bit nervous about reciting in front of everyone. Yuri said she's pretty nervous about that too.
I'm sure the both of you will do fine. Try not to worry about it too much, and it'll be over before you know it.
After thinking about that, she's got a point. I bet my time in front of everyone will be like some kind of weird time warp experience.
You must really like her, huh?
What?! That came out of nowhere. I mean, me and her are best friends, yeah.
That's sweet. She's lucky to have you as a best friend.
maybe I shouldn't be blushing at the thought of that. Hand goes to the back of my head again. I don't know, Sayori, I kind of feel like the lucky one here. I never thought I'd find someone I can relate to so well. She giggles to herself again.
Oh, I know! What if you ask her to be your date for the festival?
I skyrocket for the third or fourth time today. Did she really just say that? Why does the thought of doing that make me feel excited? I mean...
I think she would really appreciate that. That's just my opinion, though.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea.
Then what's stopping you?
I find myself staring blankly at the grass below me, as I'm literally unable to answer that question.
Well, just know that none of us are.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, just know that none of us are. Diverse, there's something I feel like I should tell you.
Well, now she has my full attention.
Ever since you've joined the club, this is the most I've ever seen Yuri interact with anyone in all my time knowing her. She's always wanted to be by herself whenever we tried involving her with any club activity, and we almost had to fight tooth and nail to get her to recite for last year's festival. I don't know if it's because you're a boy, but you're doing something right.
Is that so? Maybe it's because of how different me and her are from everyone else.
Diverse, you're silly. Everyone's different in their own way. Reminds me of a song that I like. 'Cause everyone is special, special, everyone is special. Everyone is in his or her own way.
I can't help but smile and laugh a little bit at how silly she's being. I don't know the song she's referencing, I'm sorry. Reminds me of what we talked about on our trip to the vending machine yesterday. About how she's a kid at heart. Alright. I think I get it.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Are you sure that you and she are just best friends? You two were awfully close to each other today.
One eyebrow raised at her out of curiosity. What do you mean?
Seriously? Nobody told you?
I still have no clue what she's talking about. No?
Yeah, you fell asleep on her. It was so cute.
I jumped back a little bit at hearing that. What? No, you're kidding, right?
I swear.
I mean, I remember falling asleep at one point during reading with her and getting woken up with water today, but not that part. What did she do about it?
Oh, she fell asleep too. You should have seen it.
How could I have seen it if I was asleep? Becoming a little overwhelmed by trying to picture me and her like that, I bury my head in my hands and just let that picture float its course through my mind until it no longer lingers. I'm not sure why doing that works, but it's pretty effective at getting bad thoughts out of my head quickly. Not that I would consider that particular thought bad by any means.
Hey, look at me real quick.
What could she want this time? Complying to what she says shows a more serious look on her face.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, you should totally ask to be her date for the festival. She'd really like that, and you'd never know what could come out of it.
Why does the thought of that seem so intimidating? I'm a bit nervous, though. What if she says no?
Then at least you tried. Would you be able to live with yourself if you never found out?
Damn, she has a point. Just the thought of that makes my heart pound a bit. Didn't Yuri say something about her favorite animal today? Ow. I hit my leg. Oh, if I get her something, would that convince her more? You know what? I like that. I think I'll do just that.
Good! I hope everything works out. I can't wait to see what everyone writes for the festival.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing to worry about. I get up from the bench and place my hand behind my head again. Yeah, me too.
Oh, one more thing!
Oh? What's going on?
Monica told me that the Dream Oath will be on TV at 6 tomorrow. Are you gonna watch?
Huh. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. The last time I saw it was back when I was a kid. And even then, I couldn't get through it because it made me too sad. Maybe I'll be able to get through all of it as an adult. Maybe it'll give me some... what's the word? Improvise... Inspiration! Yeah, that! I'll be sure to watch. Thanks for telling me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've spent enough time here. I gotta head home now.
Bye! Have a nice weekend!
You too! I nod at her, turn away, and start my walk home. On my way home, I managed to pull the chocolate bar from yesterday out and On my way home, I managed to pull the chocolate bar from yesterday out and enjoy the rest of it. Doesn't matter if it's a day old, it's still not bad. Thank God I have absolutely nothing planned for the rest of the day. Later that night. Alright, bath time once again because I don't care. It was a nice... It was a nice lazy day today, but my god, this whole week was crazy. Not very much homework was assigned today, so getting that done was a breeze. At one point in time, I ended up getting my VCR out and hooked it up to our big CRT TV we have downstairs. Maybe I'll have a movie night one of these nights. Feeling nice and refreshed after bath time and getting my hair to look just right, I make my way over to my bed to hang out for a little bit. I can't quite go to bed just yet. I'd have the worst case of bed hair imaginable to all of mankind if it did. May as well try to get a hold of Yuri now. I don't know why I'm just now thinking about it. Grabbing my phone number from my nightstand, I flip it open and send a quick text to her. Hey Yuri, it's Diverse. Hope everything's going well. Send. Jeez, oh man. When was the last time I've done this? Oh well, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do until... Ah! I'm set in a startled panic because of the intrusion on my ears. What was that? Oh, just my ringtone. Holy crap, has it really been that long since I last said it? Let's see what she's got. Hello, Diverse. Everything is well over my way. Phew, that's good. I type out my response to her. That's good to hear. I was wondering what day we'd like to meet up this weekend. Phone says ... Ah! Oh, that's right. I'm gonna have to get used to this, which I don't mind at all. Oh yes, about that. Would Sunday work best for you? I want to spend my time tomorrow preparing my place for your visit. Surprisingly enough, I don't mind that she texts rather formally. Kinda reminds me of how much I like her. Yeah, Sunday should work just fine. Any specific time? I'll be busy all day tomorrow anyways. I don't know why I felt the need to tell her that last part, but I figured it'd be nice to let her know what's going on. Feeling of being included is really nice, and I guess that's what I'm trying to pass on to her. Alright, I think it's time. Getting up to turn off the lights, I traverse through the dark to my bed and get comfy for the night. However, my phone goes off as soon as I close my eyes, which doesn't startle me as badly as the last 2 times. Looking at the phone screen causes my eyes to burn and takes some time to adjust. Noon would work best for me. I hope that's alright with you. Yeah, that should be fine. Can't wait to see you again. Sleep well. There we go. We did it, y'all. Set my phone on the nightstand, lay my head on my pillow, and close my eyes to drift off to sleep. I've got an important X number of days ahead of me. Saturday, October 9th, 10:25 a.m. Another dream. I've been soaring among the skies for the past while now. It's a pleasure to have my own set of wings. I can accomplish many things that normal humans cannot, flying being one of those. It's got me out of a few sticky situations, either when others needed help or my own mishaps got in the way. I've drifted away from the locals around here in search of an old castle that's been mentioned in passed down stories. But across the vast grassy plains and mountain range terrains, no such structure is in sight. Legends tell of a princess that keeps herself locked away. One whose knowledge far surpasses those within this commonwealth, whose beauty is incomparable to any object in our world, whose kindness hides behind the veil of a maiden's shyness. They say that she's been kept up in the castle for quite some time now. I don't know if the townsfolk were exaggerating or anything, but that definitely piqued my interest. As soon as I heard about that, I couldn't help but think. An otherworldly princess locked away in a castle, eh? Why don't we go have a look ourselves? It's been nearly an hour of flying around, and I was starting to lose hope for a bit, but I think I found it. A rather secure stone brick structure now fills my vision. Descending to the ground and approaching the castle's entrance shows this isn't any ordinary castle. No moat, drawbridge, portcullis, none of that. Heck, not even a door that most people's houses have. A bit unorthodox if you ask me. Why would they just leave this place wide open in the middle of nowhere? Tunes that come from each new chapter almost make me cry. That's sweet. I just say that they're just, ooh, very cool. You know what? It doesn't matter. I carefully approach and enter the castle. Ooh, that was cool. Stepping inside, this place has a very interesting atmosphere. I don't know why, but there's a weird, almost nostalgic mildew-like smell that infiltrates my nose. It's too bad there's not a lush, red carpet atop the wood floor. A few yards ahead shows a seemingly infinite spiral staircase. Guess I've got nowhere else to go. Did I say seemingly infinite a little bit ago? Yeah, I meant it. I'm getting exhausted already, and it feels like it's been hours. Maybe I should give my wings a break and start running more often. Once I finally reach the top of the battlement and look around the area, there's nothing in sight. No princess, just absolutely nothing except for the roaring, grassy, tree-filled plains. Disappointment washes over me. Did I seriously travel all this way for nothing? A voice that I think I know makes itself known. That sounded like a girl's voice. It's gotta be her. Turning around to look behind me shows... The Monica?! I can explain. Ah! Monica! Ah! Springing upwards from my bed, now awake, I can't help but feel some weird deja vu feeling. Probably because this is 3 days in a row that I've had dreams. That ought to be a new record or something. What the heck was that about? Thank you, Diverse, but our princess is in another castle. That's funny. What the heck was that about? Why was Monica there? This is not her mod. You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Looking over to my alarm clock shows 11 a.m. Dude, nice. I was able to sleep in for once. Do you ever have those weird days where it's your day off and you finally get the chance to sleep in, but your body's circadian rhythm ruins all chances of that by waking you up close to the time that your alarm normally would? Nope. I've never had that happen. Yeah, that's not very pleasant. Feels nice to get my beauty sleep. I can definitely feel it too. Hopping out of my bed, I reach for my phone that's on my nightstand and flip it open. One unread message. Wait, for real? How did I not hear that? It's from Yuri. Thank you, Diverse. Please sleep well, too. A dumb smile shows up on my face. Can't wait to see her tomorrow. Keeping my phone in hand, I make my way to the bathroom to start my usual wake-up routine, even if it is the weekend. Several moments later, I'm down in my living room trying to figure out what record I want to play before I make breakfast and get the house clean. I end up picking the one at the very end of the stack we have. New Eyes? Mom probably picked it up from the thrift store or something. Taking the vinyl out of its case, it goes on the player and the needle goes on the vinyl. In that order. How come Mom and Dad never invested in one of those old-style phonographs? They're pretty much the same thing, aren't they? That would have been so cool. It's my day off. I've been meaning to get the house clean for a while now. That's one of the joys of being independent. You can keep the place as clean or as dirty as you like without anybody interfering. That's something my mom would do often that would drive me crazy. Always leaving the sink full, leaving laundry scattered all over the place, and constantly using our couch as storage for whatever she brings in from antique/thrift stores. I have no clue how my dad handles it, but kudos to him for doing so. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do miss Mom and Dad, and it sucks that I haven't heard from them in a while, but being alone has its perks. Rambling aside, it's breakfast time. 3 hours later. I'm knocked out on my couch. A clean kitchen, living room, 2 different records played, 2 sausage biscuits down, laundry all taken care of, and too many water bottles later, I'm almost done. Just gotta rake the leaves outside and get some shopping done. I've been meaning to go shopping for a while, and I figured today would be the perfect day for that. Granted, I'll have to take the bus into the city and have to deal with many people, but I think I'll be alright today. Time to get back up, get my shoes and jacket on, and head outside. It's much more splendid outside compared to yesterday. Sun is out in full force, shining its way through every cloud that's placed in the sky. Breeze is almost non-existent, which makes the current job much more bearable. Hey! It's the mod creator! Mr. Zanthra. Hey! Thank you for stopping by! This mod's really good so far. Hey there, I've been meaning to catch up on your videos on my mod. Yeah! Thank you so much for stopping by and finally giving yourself the time to take a look. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you want to stay and what's up? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I never thought I would ever get the actual mod creator to actually take a look. My gosh. Yeah. So yeah, so Mr. Zera, this, Our Castle Walls is basically my, episode 3 for chapter 1, and, yeah, So I basically pick random mods from a hat, and whichever one comes first, and all the ones in the order go through different chapters. I put them up on a poll and see which ones that people vote for the best ones, or at least which ones I want to play first, and then goes on. I have 4 episodes in chapter 1. This is my Our Castle Walls is my 3rd episode, and it's really, really good so far. So if you make yourself comfortable, yeah, this is my blind playthrough of it. By the way, I know nothing that's happening. I mean, of course I do because I've been playing it, but this is like my blind playthrough, if you get what I'm saying. The breeze is almost non-existent, which makes the current job much more bearable. The grass isn't damp anymore from yesterday, thank goodness. Really long though. Yeah, I know, but I'm still willing to get through the whole thing. The grass isn't damp anymore from yesterday, thank goodness. Even as a kid, I've never liked the feeling of running through the wet grass. It's one of those things that managed to mess with most of my senses, even to this day. Not only that, but the grass sticks to your feet, and it gets everything all messy, and it's all around a bad time. I guess some things don't change. As I'm out raking up leaves in my front yard, a person in white clothes runs down the road, catches my attention. I know it's not nice to stare, but I have no idea who that is. Can't help it. After watching for a few seconds, that person turns out to be... Monica?! She seems to be in a white shirt and blue jeans. What's she doing over in my way? And better question, what were you doing in my dream? You replaced Yuri! You replaced my potential girlfriend! You've got some explaining to do! Well, may as well find out. Setting down my rake, I take a step closer towards the road and wave my arm at her in a more than usual animated style. As she looks over my way, she seems to get the hint, as shown by both her facial expressions and her slowing down as she approaches and makes a full stop at my front yard. Oh! Hey, Diverse! Didn't expect to see you until later today. She gives me the same smile she put on over the whole adjective-adverb thing from a couple days ago. No, I just happen to live here. Wait, why did I just say that? If I may ask, what are you doing out this way? Wait, I don't even know where she lives to begin with. Oh, I can explain. I can explain. What in the hell? The weekend is the only time I can really get out and get some running done. It's good for both the mind and the body, you know? Is she trying to imply something? Oh well. Also, I swear, I did not just take a glance at her seemingly athletic body. Isn't that something you could do, like, every day? Her smile fades away. You would think so, but because of all the schoolwork and extracurricular stuff I have to do, my free time on school days is pretty valuable. Hand goes to the back of my head. Oh God, tell me about it. My TV time's pretty important, believe it or not. Oh, is that like one of your hobbies or something? You could say that. What you got planned for today? I already got most of my stuff done. Oh wait, I know what to tell her. I still have to go shopping today. That's the last thing on my list, then I have absolutely nothing planned. Huh, so a free day, eh? Lucky you. Okay, seriously, why does she have to look at me like that? I suppose. Still plan on going to Sayori's place tonight? Her smile that makes me feel more at ease returns. Yep, that's still in the book for tonight. Speaking of Sayori... Monica then moves her whole body so she's facing the vacant house that's right next to mine. This house has been vacant for quite some time, probably a few years or so, and the for sale sign is still in the front yard. But there hasn't really been anyone interested in buying or renting the house. At least not from what I've seen. Yeah, Diverse, by the way, You're past the 2 longest days in the mod. I am? Huh. Well, check that out. At least not from what I've seen. I might be wrong, who knows. I've had thoughts about checking the place out, peeking inside the windows and whatnot, but wouldn't that be considered trespassing? Did you know that she used to live here? I skyrocket for the first time today. Wait, what? For real? Yep, no kidding. She said something about how her parents had both found better jobs on the opposite side of town, so they had to relocate. It's a miracle that she's still in the same school district as us. I don't respond back to her. I'm just trying to process all the information that spewed out of her mouth. It also makes me wonder who lived in my house before me and my parents did. It'd be a shame if Sayori didn't go to the same school as us, wouldn't it? What? If it was any other person you were talking about, I probably could care less, but she's a pretty cool cat. The look on her face looks like I said something wrong. Diverse! So you wouldn't care if Yuri stopped attending our school? Oh fuck! Did I say something wrong? No! I mean... She then starts laughing. Oh, you're too fun to tease. Why do I say things? Yeah, chapter 3 and 4 are the quote-unquote slow burn of the mod. What? I thought they were interesting. Like, seriously, why do words come out of my mouth? Alright. In all seriousness, Diverse. Now interested in what she has to say, I bring my head up to meet hers. You don't have to worry about helping out tonight. I have everything under control. You go and enjoy yourself now. Alright, that puts me a little... excuse me. Alright, that puts me a little more at ease. I planned on doing nothing tonight anyway, so that's cool. Alright, thanks. I'm guessing you're gonna be leaving now? Yep. As much as I don't want to stop picking fun with you, I gotta get home pretty soon. I'll see you Monday. I can't help but roll my eyes at her. Yeah, Monday. See ya! I give my usual wave to her as she starts running off to wherever she lives. Well, that was quite the experience. I had no clue that Sarah used to live in the house next to mine. When did they move out? And how did I never notice her when I was growing up? Either way, that's pretty neat. Oh yeah, Zara, if there's one thing that I really want to compliment you about on this mod is how versatile and diverse the soundtrack is. There have been a lot of really cool soundtracks in this mod, and I've enjoyed a lot of them. Were some of them composed by you? Because they're really, really good, especially Home Sweet Home. I took the time to take a look at some of the soundtrack before I continued, without trying to look at spoilers, and Home Sweet Home is probably my favorite one so far. That's why I included it at, like, the start of the stream. In specifics for Castle Walls, of course. Monica, I can explain wearing baby clothes riding a bicycle? What? Half an hour passes by and I'm all done with this job. Thank goodness. Oh yeah, I'd say that music is one of my stronger points. None composed by me. Oh. Well, yeah. I can definitely tell music is a really good point for you. They're really, really good. Crying over the chapter sequences. Yeah, the little jingles between in between chapter sequences, those are really, really nice and well done. I really do like the animations in here too. For this being a rather particularly old mod, this has some really good animation quality. Half an hour passes by and I'm all done with this job. Thank goodness. As in knowing when to use it. Yeah. I totally believe you there. Stepping back in my house, I grab my... Yeah. When it comes to music, I really do care about strong points in my mods. If you're just now coming across my channel, of course, but... Yeah, I actually just recently released a mod yesterday on my YouTube channel that's going to be an interactive, so if you want to take a little bit more of work at what I do, you can take a look at that. I'm going to try to release one of the alternate choices today after I'm finished. My streams usually last for about 3 hours and 30 minutes, because that's like the main thing that I usually try to go for with my mods. Or with the mods that I play. Stepping back in my house, I grab my wallet, phone and keys, lock the door, brush off any leaves that may have stuck to my jacket, and make my way to the... Wait. I'm going to the bus stop. I'd have to pay for my bus ticket. I have no cash on me, and the bus company doesn't take cards as payment. Looks like I'm going to the 24-hour store I used the ATM I forgot to go to 2 days ago. Sure, that means a longer walk to a different bus stop, but it also has to be done. My journey to the store begins. "10 minutes later. Passing by the park on my way to the store, my ringtone... Ah! That should not have startled me as much as it did, but luckily no one was around to watch me flail my arms all over the place. Flipping my phone open shows a message from Yuri! Diverse, are you available right now? What kind of question is that? I wonder what she could want. A stupid idea comes to my mind that makes me laugh. Oh, I know what to do. No, I'm on the moon right now. Send. Oh, man. That made me laugh more than it should have. I can't wait to see how she responds to that. Taking a moment to look around shows... Wait, I'm at the park already? Huh. That didn't take long at all to get here. Stopping in my tracks to take in the scenery, looking to my left shows the forest that, as of recently, has made itself a special place in my heart. Just looking over that way makes me smile. I wonder what the next time I'll get to go to the lake... Oh? Oh! Let's see what she has to say! Oh, well, make sure to bring me back something when you return. This girl's so silly, I love it. Will do. P. What's going on, though? Message sent. Message sent. Enough dinking around now. Let's do this thing. How dare you! 20 minutes later. Why did I bring in the French narrator from SpongeBob? Alright, finally off the bus and into the busting sidewalk of the town. Bustling! Not busting! Yo, what? Hey, yo, what? Alright, finally off the bus and into the bustling sidewalk of the town. The bus ride here was very uneventful, except for Yuri texting me back at one point, asking if I was going into town, to which I happily told her yes. It's Saturday, which usually means there's a lot of people walking around here, just trying to get through with their day, and today's no exception. Moon food! You would think that this would be something I'd despise, as I don't really do well with most people, but one thing I've found is to just leave people alone. That's it. It's that simple. Just blend in with the crowd, don't do anything obscene or stupid, and nobody will bother you. I can't begin to count how many times I've embarrassed my parents as a kid just by doing that. Oh, man! Is there any way you could go to the arts and crafts store and pick up some black paint, 2 small paintbrushes, and some tape? Oh, that doesn't sound bad. Purposely making my way out of people traffic and hiding under a nearby building's awning makes texting her back more convenient, and I'm not disturbing anyone either. Yeah, I can do that. Don't worry, I can cover this money-wise. Isn't this Japan where the Dokis live? Yes, it is. You know what? May as well go there first. Get that out of the way. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever been there before, let alone know where that place is. I know my mom always talked my dad's ear off about the place, and I've always drowned her out whenever she went on and on about it. Maybe Yuri would know. By the way, where is that place anyways? After hitting send once again, I don't have it in me to look away from my phone for whatever reason. Black paint and brushes. What on earth does she have in mind for us to do? Logging up from my phone shows that I'm still surrounded by the vast ocean of people around me. Panic starts to ever so slightly become apparent as I remember the show that I'm supposed to see on TV tonight. Oh, what time is it anyways? 3:15? Okay, good. I'm making pretty good time. I'm gonna go eat instead. Grabbing some fast food and stuffing it in my face was a success. My trip to the grocery store is interrupted by the sound of... Show don't tell, I guess. Sorry for such a late response. I had to look up the location. It's in between the toy store and the pawn shop on the west side of town. The toy store? Yuri's favorite animal. Elephants! An idea comes to mind just now. One that's so crazy it just might work. I know where I'm going. 2 hours later. Good lord, man. I forgot how stressful carrying many bags around was. I almost missed the bus just from lugging all these around, but I didn't. I'm home now, and shopping was a success. It's been a while since I sat down and dedicated some time to watch stuff on TV. I figured I might as well make a pizza I bought today for this, because why not? I've still got half an hour before the show starts, so I may as well put away stuff for my trip. Reaching over to the bags to take care of them, my eyes land on the bags from the toy store and the arts and crafts store. My thoughts race through my head as I'm longingly eyeing them down. Oh, Sayori. I can't believe you've convinced me to do this. This is gonna be even crazier than that one time I drank a martini with my eye. Okay, that never happened, but still. Reaching into the toy store bag to pull out and see what I brought fills me with nervousness for the big day I have in store tomorrow. Also about Yuri. I wonder if you're going to be watching the show tonight. 5:57. Oh my god. Oh, popcorn must be ready. As I enter my kitchen and open the door of my microwave, the whole room is filled with the scent of buttery goodness, but I like to take things a step farther. Time passes, and I've got my melted butter and salt added to it, just how I like it. You do that too? That was a Vine Sauce Joel reference. Wait, wait, the martini in his eyes? That was the Vine Sauce reference? I watched Vine Sauce Joel, and I never understood that. Darn, I need to watch more of that guy. Time passes and I've got my melted butter and salt added to it, just how I like it. Yep. Yeah, sometimes if I cook plain popcorn and not the ones in the bags, sometimes I get like a small stick of butter and I got a small stick of butter, put it in the microwave, put some saran wrap over it so just in case if it explodes, it doesn't go all over the top of the microwave. And when that's done, I pour it all over my stuff and put my own Parmesan cheese on it and stuff. It's like chef's kiss. It's been a while since I've last sat down and watched anything on TV. Anytime I've wanted to escape reality, I've always turned on my books. Something special about using your imagination to picture the utopian settings that books provide and the characters that inhabit such worlds. I guess that's why I never really watched much TV. While it is possible to immerse yourself, the usage of imagination is very little, as everything, music, characters, and the many worlds that exist are already brought to you. I mean, sure, one could say that the people who make movies and TV shows had their own utopia in mind, and the amount of imagination put into everything is definitely real. I can't discredit that, but that's an argument for another time. The show's about to start. The scene on the TV fades to black, then slowly fades into what appears to be an old-style town from back then, with a man dressed in silver armor, looking up into the night sky. The music starts playing, accompanied by the background singers. Oh, nice text box. Look into the sins of your past. Love as if today were your last. Whoa. Better times have slipped away. I'm lost beneath the waves. Nothing left to save. The music continues to play at the screen. The music continues to play as the screen transitions upwards into the night sky. A transparent image of Maria appears in the vast starscape, but for only a brief moment. Feeling a weird prickly sensation throughout my whole body. Goosebumps. The battle between the East and the West grew fiercer with each passing day. Draco, the West's great hero, thinks of his love, Maria. Is she safe? Is she waiting? Would you like to watch the opera with Yuri? This choice will not affect the story at all. Hell yeah, I'll watch it. Alright, I'll let the scene play. Please click to continue. Alright, I'll watch it. I'll give it a time. The West fell, and both Maria and her castle were taken forcefully by Prince Ross of the East, but she never stopped yearning for Draco. I gotta let mod creators work go on. I gotta let them go seen. Oh, my hero, my beloved, shall we still be made to part? Through promises of perennial love, yet sing here in my heart. I'm the darkness, you're the starlight, shining brightly from afar. I think I'm getting it. Through hours of despair, I offer this prayer to you, my morning star. Must my final vows exchange be with him and not with you? Were you only here to quiet my fear? Oh, speak, guide me on you. Think I'm getting it. Maria makes her way up to the castle's rampart to find a man waiting at the top. It's him! She rushes toward him as they both embrace. My emotions hit me hard as they both begin dancing hand in hand until the storybook hero, they're finally reunited. Happy atmosphere slowly spirals downward as he seemingly vanishes from existence to Lord only knows where, and all that's left behind is a bouquet of flowers. No! This is really cute. Oh, I forgot how good this was. I definitely have to see how this ends. Is it weird how I know this song? No. It's not weird. It just means you know more than... That night, Prince Rawls held a magnificent ball to celebrate his victory over the West and engagement to Maria. The dancing and music lasts for a while, but is quickly over as soon as a soldier comes running forth. My lord! Survivors from the West are storming to castle! Impossible! Guards, prepare to defend yourselves! That's when one of the ballroom walls bursts open with the supposed survivors from the West as they engage in combat with the castle guards. After a rather intense battle sequence, the castle guards lay on the ground in defeat. Good saying, thank you guys. That's when Draco makes his valiant appearance, much to mine and Maria's surprise and my relief. But I'm alive! Draco, I knew you would return to me, my love! Innocent, insolent rogue, knave of the Western Horde. Would you address my queen-to-be, Maria? Never shall you have Maria's hand. I would die before that day comes. Then we duel. As a duel commences between the two, the music and action becomes much more intense. A minute or so passes and Draco is down on one knee, Prince Rawls towering above him with his saber drawn close to Draco's neck. Oh, Final Fantasy VI, gotcha. A minute or so passes and Draco's down on one knee, Prince Rawls towering above him with his saber drawn close to Draco's neck. This can only end one way. He's still breathing, make him dead. Take his life. Someone get a knife. Get a knife. What? No! Do it. Get the knife. No! I want to see how this ends! Sounds coming from the TV are slowly becoming muffled. You haven't done it in so long. You've forgotten what it feels like. No. I say that as my body gets up against my will and away from the TV and towards my bedroom. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen here. Explicit dialogue warning. Got it. Thank you. As I enter my bedroom, my thoughts are unstoppable and my eyes land on the small knife collection I have hanging on my wall. Just one more time. Let's see what it's like again. As much as I don't want to do this, I don't have the willpower in me to stop myself from walking over to my collection. I take one off the display rack, one of my favorite ones. It's longer than most others, both handle and blade. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched to it, and the blade is gently tinted blue. I can't believe I'm doing this to one of my favorites. Sure, if it had its own feelings, it would also be disappointed in me. Flipping the knife open and pulling down my left sleeve shows various scars of different sizes. Sadly enough, different colors. That's when I take the knife to an unharmed part of my upper bicep and lightly press the knife against my skin. Do it. Just a little cut. You'll feel better. Pressing down harder and towards myself just barely breaks skin and I don't feel any kind of relief from this. More. More! digging even deeper and with more force brings an amount of pain I wasn't quite ready for, causing me to forcefully inhale through my teeth. Again. Once again in the same spot, there's almost what feels like a numbing feeling as it makes its way through. My eyes land on the tip and cutting edge of my knife underneath my skin as blood ever so slowly starts to spread out from that area. A surreal taboo-like feeling governs my entire body at the sight, as I'm essentially frozen in place. Make it trickle down. Go deeper. Do it! No, this hurts too much. This isn't making me feel better. Fucking do it. Removing the knife from the area shows the exposed pink inside of my arm that I've only seen a handful of times in my life. Giving into my curiosity, I bring the knife to the now open area and attempt to dig down further. That sends an intense amount of pain throughout my entire arm that causes me to shout out in distress and drop my knife onto the floor. The loud clanging sound of it hitting the floor ringing through my ears, and my free hand instinctively grasping my bad arm. Removing my hand shows a little more blood coming out, but not an alarming amount. The stinging feeling spreading through my arm makes it more difficult to bend down to pick the knife up. I quickly leave my room and head to the bathroom to take care of myself. Believe it or not, the song came from New Eyes. It did? Ooh. A minute later, and both my arm and the knife are now cleaned up and stored away properly, but the stinging is still there. Hanging my head low while heading back into the living room shows the TV is still on in my bowl of popcorn, while mostly eaten is strewn across the living room floor. The TV screen shows a black screen with big white text, "The End," displayed. My disappointment with myself makes a return, but this time even more intense, knowing that I miss how the show ends all over something I really shouldn't have been doing. Feels like all my motivation for anything is gone, and I end up laying belly down on the couch and loudly exhaling. Why do I do this to myself? Why did I think this was a good idea to start doing 2 months ago? This isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. This isn't gonna help my future at all. Picking myself up from the couch and taking a deep breath to try and collect myself, I catch a glimpse of the mess on the floor and end up placing my head in my hands and elbows on my thighs. I'm gonna have to clean up before Diverse comes over tomorrow. Diverse! I immediately bring my head upwards out of realization. Oh no, what if he finds out about this? How is he going to react? How would he even handle knowing something like this? Will he ever find out? What if things never progress any farther than what they are now between him and I? What if my future is bleak? Excuse me. What if my future is bleak and hopeless? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of time? But why would Monica have that talk with me yesterday? The sound of my ringtone snaps out of me, and the sound of my ringtone playing snaps me out of my rather sad stupor. Huh? I wonder who that could be. It's probably Diverse. No one else texts me anymore. Wonder what he has to say. I'm gonna call it an early night. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. Sleep well. I can't help but smile at what I just read. I can feel some of my disappointment melting away. Maybe the future won't be so bad. Excuse me. Maybe everything will be okay. We'll just have to see, won't we? Even if he and I are just best friends for the rest of our lives, does that mean I have at least done something right? I then remember what I did to myself a while ago, and ended up thinking that he's probably going to see my knives at one point in time tomorrow. I promise I'll set a good example for you tomorrow. My disappointment is slowly being replaced with determination, but that doesn't last long. The idea of going to bed at a reasonable time tonight runs through my mind, which I think would be pretty wise. I might as well text him back. Thank you, Diverse. You sleep well too. Looking around my living room once again, my eyes land on the popcorn mess on my floor. What an eyesore. Alright, I can clean up for a little bit before bedtime. Sunday, October 10th, 5:52 a.m. It's a gorgeous night, all by myself, nobody to interfere with my precious alone time. I'm at the usual spot at the lake, sitting down, playing a familiar tune on my harp. One that is placed in one of my favorite adventure movies that I've been fortunate enough to learn by ear. All of a sudden, I'm levitating? When did I obtain such powers? I end up dropping my harp and instinctively place my hands over my sweater to keep from revealing anything. But this doesn't last for long, as I'm being of white and orange flashes by, pulling me close to them and into the night sky. As I'm flying over the water, my eyesight adjusts to who is making this impossibility a reality. It's Diverse, as a shining angel with beautiful white wings. There's the princess I was looking for! Princess? What? Man, those townspeople were completely wrong! Diverse, where are we going? I found an old castle that needs some fixing up. I figured we could take on our future there. Our future? I really like that. I can't help but smile at how silly yet caring he's being. His confident smile and topaz orange eyes help reassure me that everything will be okay. Tightly clinging onto his right arm and holding on for dear life, resting my head on his arm, we continue our journey into the sunrise. The sunlight's reflection on the water adds to the absolute perfection of this moment, of us, of everything. Diverse Matthew Skunk. Diverse Matthew Skunk. I'm glad you enjoyed my mod. Yes, I really do that. The sunlight's reflection on the water adds to the absolute perfection of this moment, of us, of everything. At this point, nothing else matters. All of my doubts and insecurities amounts to nothing right now. This is the happy ending I've wished for. A little small flashbang. The sunlight that shines through my window helps awaken me from my deep sleep as I slowly bring myself up from my pillow. Oh. Was that real? I then stretch and let out a disappointed sigh. It was a dream? It felt so real. Trying to make sense of everything that had just transpired, I look over to my alarm clock. 9:03 a.m. I haven't felt this refreshed nor slept in for this long in quite a while. After a few seconds of staring off into seemingly nothing, a small wave of panic hits me. Diverse will be here in about 3 hours. I need to get the house ready for his arrival. Zach, you say the most random shit during people's live stream. Bruh, Yandere, why did you send that 3 times? I told him I was going to do that yesterday, too. Being brought to life by the realization I just had. I get myself out of bed and make my way over to the bathroom and start my day. 11:30 a.m. I've been awake for almost 2 hours now. Going to bed early really makes a difference. I haven't had this much beauty sleep in a long time. For once, it felt nice to not have my sleep interrupted by any weird dreams. So far, I've had my shower, ate my 2 sausage biscuits for breakfast, Now I'm trying to figure out everything that I'll be bringing to Yuri's place today, and also what I'll be leaving home. Man, I can't believe I'm really gonna be going through with this. Alright, so, I've got my empty book bag just in case I need it, my bag from the craft store, and a chocolate bar that I brought for me and her to share. I'm sure that she would appreciate that. The excitement inside me is almost becoming overwhelming, knowing that I'll be spending a good chunk of the day with her, at her own house at that. Checking to make sure I have everything required, I step outside, lock the door, and go on the journey to Yuri's house with a smile on my face. "10 minutes later." What the fuck? Yeah, Yandere, your message sent 3 times. For you, it probably sent only once, but for us, it sent like 3 times. Wait, does it seriously only take 10 minutes to get to the park? Huh. Must have never thought about how long it takes. While I continue on to journey to Yuri's house, my mind becomes preoccupied on tomorrow. Festival. Mainly about everything that's gonna happen tomorrow. I know that we're supposed to be performing tomorrow, but that still seems a bit scary. What if I end up embarrassing myself for the whole club? I don't think I'll be able to live with myself. No, stop. Don't think like that. Nothing too terribly bad is going to happen tomorrow. I'll just have to power through it, but I still don't know what to write for it. The anxiety in me builds up even more as I realize how much time I really have left before tomorrow, but it subsides after a moment or two of silence. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that right now. Hey guys, hey Doki guy! Hanging out with Yuri today is more important. Let's see how this turns out. Maybe being around her will give me an idea on what to write about. Man, I still can't believe I'm going through with this crazy idea. This had better be worth it. After several more minutes of walking, I finally arrive at Yuri's house. A memory of a few days ago hits me. When I walked her here after school once. Happily setting my bags down next to her front door, I pull up my phone to check the time. 11:58 a.m. Alright, nice! Early it looks like. Hope she won't mind. Putting my phone away and knocking on her door 3 times. Still stand and wait for the door to open. A happy feeling inside me starting to become erratic within its undetermined amount of time just at the thought of being able to spend time with her again. I'm still not entirely sure what me and her are going to be doing today. How is she going to react to everything? Chocolate bar? What I have in store back. The door opens, which slightly catches me by surprise. Once fully open, there she stands. But in a white t-shirt and a light blue shirt. Once fully open, there she stands. But in a white t-shirt and light blue shirt over top, instead of her sweater I saw at the lake. Nice sprite. Taken aback by how great it looks. How she looks. Oh, hello, Diverse. I hope I didn't leave you waiting too long. I literally just got here. No, I just got here. No worries. And goes to the back of my head out of nervousness as an awkward silence plays out between us. I see you brought what I told you about. I did. Her gentle smile never leaves. May I come in? Oh, of course. As she continues to hold the door open, I take a hold of my bags that were on the ground and enter her house. As she closes the door and I take my shoes off, I take note of the inside of her house and can't help but be amazed at how clean everything is. Didn't she say something about being a neat freak the other day? Diverse? Huh? Oh, yes? She's standing in her kitchen. This confuses me, as I would have expected her to be heading towards her bathroom or living room or something for us to work on the project. How about we make some tea before we start making the decorations? Oh my god, yes! I don't even dare trying hiding my happiness from her. That sounds great! She smiles warmly at me. Very well then, I'll get everything ready. As Yuri starts to prepare our tea by taking a teapot and filling it with water, I take a seat on the couch in her living room. The smell of popcorn throws me off guard a bit, but it's nothing too bad. Also, it's so weird seeing a mod without NPT. That's because you've been so fixated onto it, Yandere! Opening up my backpack, I pull out the chocolate bar and look at it for a bit. I'd originally planned on sharing this with her, but I have an even stupider idea. Chocolate bar in hand, I get up from the couch and walk over to the kitchen to see that she's preparing the tea bags for when the water is all done. I feel called out, Diverse. That you shouldn't be called out for that. It's just what you've been used to. Placing the chocolate behind my back so that she doesn't see, I quietly walk up to her until I'm in her vision. Once she looks over to me and we make eye contact, she stops what she's doing yet doesn't say anything. Looks like I have to get the ball rolling. Presenting the chocolate bar that I've been hiding from her, I purposefully try to make myself sound a little more cute than usual. Look what I found on the moon! She just stands there and stares at it for a moment, like she has no clue what to think of it. I'm starting to wonder if this really was a good idea. After a moment, she takes it from my hands and inspects it. I didn't know they had my favorite brand there. I'll admit, this is a different one from what I bought at the vending machine the other day, but I have no clue what she's being dead serious or playing along with me. She then starts tearing off the wrapper, breaks off a piece, and eats it. A small smile creeps onto her face. You didn't have to bring me something. I really appreciate it, though. Her words and her smile make me blush a bit. I thought me and you could share it. I think she's starting to blush, too. Oh, how thoughtful of you. My hands go behind my back. I suppose. Oh, the water's boiling. Huh? A weird bubbling sound tears me away from her grasp what? A weird bubbling sound tears me away from her gaze as I look over the store top. Huh. I guess she was right. I take a big step away from her stove. You know what to do. Without saying a word, Yuri walks over to her stove and turns off the correct burner so that the flame and water dies down. After observing everything with my hands behind my back, I look back at her nervously, now feeling a bit guilty for getting in her way. Sorry if I got in the way just now. She puts on a smile that makes me not worry so much. No, you're fine. Thank you again. I lightly nod at her. Of course. Wait, this is a free to use from a different VN? Huh. Okay. I might have to steal this someday. I then step away from her and out of the kitchen so there's no possible way I'll be a bother to her, but something rather important comes to mind. Hey, Stopping myself by taking a look at what she's doing, it looks like she's still trying to prepare the tea for us. Something tells me that if I were her, I wouldn't like it if my concentration was broken by someone trying to get my attention. I'll be considerate and wait on the couch for her to be all done. A minute passes and she's now pouring tea for the both of us in glass cups. She even went as far as to put both cups on a metal tray. Don't remember, but it was so long ago. If this mod really is 3 years old, then I really gotta compliment you on your animation that you pulled into this mod for how long ago this was. Like, wow, so good. She even went as far as to put both cups on a metal tray. Just the sight of her walking over to me with the tray in both hands. I don't know, there's something special about it. It's almost like how she was a few days ago in the club when she was preparing tea for everyone. She's now sitting across from me, setting the tray down on the coffee table we're at. Believe it or not, she even went as far as to put the rest of the chocolate bar in the tray. This reminds me of a few days ago in the club when me and her were at her desk and she was explaining the whole adjective-adverb thing to me. This makes me feel really happy. Reaching over to my left to grab one of the cups, looks like she had the same idea as our hands bump into each other. This stuns the both of us for a bit, as I quickly retract my hand away from hers out of nervousness. The room is silent as we both seemingly don't know what to do, but the silence is broken by Yuri, who looks a little apprehensive. Go ahead. Why aren't I moving at all? She told me to go. Oh, I think I know why. Ladies first. Yep, I knew it. A smile with a comparable dumb style to mine shows up on her face as I keep my hands to myself. She grabs her cup, then I grab mine. There, no problems. We both take a sip at the same time. I love this warm feeling that comes from this. The taste is rather mild, which makes everything more pleasant. The smile on my face becomes a little more dumb than hers at how this makes me feel. After a moment of bliss between the two of us, I remember what I wanted to bug her about in the first place. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Oh? I've been meaning to ask, where are we going to make the decorations? In here or in your room? She seems to ponder that for a while, remaining silent all throughout with the occasional tea between me and her. Would my room be fine? Yeah, I've got no problem with that. Very well then. I'll be bringing the tea set into my room for the first project we'll do. I'm left speechless. What does she plan on doing with that? It'll be a surprise to me, that's for sure. She then gets up from where she's sitting, walks into her kitchen, grabs a teapot, several tea bags, and some newspaper. I'm left with even more questions as we're making our way towards Yuri's room. On the way there, her thermostat grabs my attention for whatever reason. Looking at it shows 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. Yep, Cam confirms that she keeps her AC off. Hold on, what? No! I have the AC on in my room and it usually gets to like 75 or 80. What the fuck? Is it cold in Japan almost all the time? Anyway, I'd hope so. It's October. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh well. Upon entering her room, the first thing that catches my attention is the giant rolled up paper sitting in the corner of her room. Yuri, on the other hand, sets the tray on the floor, places 2 tea bags in each of our cups from earlier, pours hot water in them, and lays down the newspaper so it covers most of her floor. I still have no clue what's going on. There. That's settled. Now let's get started. It is after hearing that when I realize I'm still standing in the doorway. Oh, okay. It's in the US. Got it. Yeah, we probably should. Making sure to gently close her door not to disturb anything, I then find a spot close to her bed and sit cross-legged on the floor. Yeah, my mods also take place in the U. Actually, you know what? It always takes place in whichever location Diverse can code the universe in. That's a canon thing to my channel, because if I wanted the girls to be in a specific location, I'd do it. Making sure to gently close her door as not to disturb anything. I then find a spot close to her bed and sit cross-legged on the floor. It would have been nice if her floor was carpet instead of Excuse me. It would have been nice if her floor was carpet instead of linoleum, as my feet are now cold, but I'll live. So I have a few things planned that we could assemble together. Oh? What'd you have in mind? Decorations and some atmospheric enhancements for the room. Okay, I kinda had an idea that we were gonna be making stuff, considering what she made me buy and all, but what else she said is throwing me for a loop. Also, being up in Michigan, it does get those temps in October. Yeah. Hey, I'm from Michigan. Everybody's from Michigan. What the fuck? Hey, I'm one state below. I'm from Ohio. I raised an eyebrow at her out of curiosity. Linoleum. Okay, sorry. Thanks. Why that last one? Well, having candles lit in the room would create a unique atmosphere, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, she does have a good point. Yeah, that's right. Here, let me show you. She gets up, grabs a candle she has on her nightstand, along with the lighter, and places it on the floor between us. Slightly observing her sitting down and lighting it, I try to make out what the name on the candle says. White Jasmine? It takes a while, but her room starts to smell better. This goes almost hand in hand with the relaxing feeling from tea earlier. There. Now imagine 3 or 4 of these in the classroom. Don't you think that would make our guests feel more at home? It's already working. Definitely. I diverse another thing. What do you think of putting black paper over the windows with all 4 candles being lit at the same time? The thought of that runs through my mind as I try to picture how the room would look, and... well, I'll be honest, having the room be nearly pitch black sounds scary at first. But since you mentioned candles being lit, it doesn't sound too bad. She looks confused. Scary? What about that seems scary? Just being in a room full of our classmates with it being pitch black. Anything can happen. To my surprise, Yuri scoots closer to me and places a hand on my shoulder. Her smile makes me feel more at ease. Diverse, I was born in Ohio, dude. Ah! I was also born in Ohio. Her smile makes me feel more at ease. Diverse, there would be no need to worry. All of us would be here in case anything bad happened. I don't know what to say back. Looking into her eyes interrupts every possible response that comes to mind. All I can do is smile back. After a while, her hands return to herself, and her smile slowly fades away. What could she be thinking about? Diverse? Oh, I guess it's time. She looks away slightly before speaking. Did you watch the opera last night? I nod. I did. What about you? She still isn't meeting my gaze. Dayton, you? Powell. I did, but how did it end? Wait, you didn't watch the end of it? How come? She takes a moment to breathe in and out. Gotta be patient with her. I fell asleep towards the end. She fell asleep? Well, she didn't judge me at all when I fell asleep in the classroom 2 days ago. I shouldn't judge her. I understand. Yeah, Draco ended up winning the duel after all. That part where he was cornered really got me nervous. It's no wonder why I couldn't watch the rest of it when I was a kid. At one point in time, while I was talking, I noticed Yuri's expression returning to a happy, more relaxed one. Did hearing that really make her that happy? Well, that's a relief. I'm glad it ended that way. I nod again. Me too. Something important comes to mind. Yuri? Yes, Diverse? Her tone of voice is as pleasant as it should be, but there are more important matters at hand. We haven't started making decorations yet. You're right! We'd better get started. She then gets up from the floor and walks to the corner of her room while I remain sitting. What's the first plan of action? I gotta set my chair back. Hold on. Where's the lever? There it is. Whee! There we go. What's the first plan of action? She grabs a giant piece of paper in the corner along with some spools of ribbon and lays it down on the newspaper in front of us. Well, we're going to be tea staining this big piece of paper, as it will be used for the banner we're making. Despite Natsuki bringing in cupcakes, I want the banner to be one of the first things that our guests see when they enter the room. Oh my god, that's an amazing idea. But that doesn't explain the newspaper, though. I end up pointing at it out of response, to which she looks down. Oh, it's so we don't make a huge mess on the floor. I can feel a light bulb click in on my head. That's actually kind of clever. I like that. Yuri beams. First thing they see. Isn't the first thing most people see a door instead of a wall? A door. First thing they see. Looking over at the spools of the ribbon on the floor, the gears in my head start turning. An amazing idea comes to mind that I have to share with her. Hey Yuri, I have a good idea. She looks at me curiously. Oh? What is it? The first thing people would see would be the door, right? Do you have any extra Do we have any extra paper lying around here? What does the door and paper have to do with each other? I grab one of the spools of ribbon to help demonstrate my idea to her. Take some paper, write some stuff on it, tape it onto a ribbon, put ribbon on top of the doorway, I guess, and there you go. First thing people see. I know the silence plays out between us and Yuri seem to be deep in thought. I don't remember the last time I spoke like that in a while. That just might work. Even if it's as simple as... I start counting my fingers to think of how many letters welcome has. 7 ribbons that spell out welcome? I think that would catch people's attention. I like that idea. But I think we should save that until after we stain the banner paper first. It'll take a while to dry after all. Knocking out 2 stones with 1 bird. Wait, huh? Knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. What? Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone? I don't know. Knocking out 2 stones with 1 bird. I like it. Well, I can't argue with that. You'll have to show me how it's done. I've never seen this before. Of course. That being said, she carefully hands me one of the teacups. LOL! What? Was that actually... Is it actually the correct term? I mean, I know it's 2 birds with 1 stone, but... Oh, you did that on purpose! Got it. Okay. That being said, she carefully hands me one of the teacups. I just brushed my foot onto one of my stool things. That has like a braille thing on the bottom of it, and it tickled my foot, and it made me jolt my foot back up on instinct. Looking at it shows the water is a much darker color than I'm used to. This might not be safe to drink. Don't do it. Next, she positions the paper so that it's perfectly in front of us. Watch carefully, okay? Right. She removes both tea bags from her cup, takes one in her hand, and presses it against the paper and brings it downwards. Almost like she's handling a paintbrush. I can kill 2 stones with 1 bird! Yeah, Doki got... And sure enough, the area of paper that was covered is now a different color. That looks much easier than I thought it would be. Hey, that doesn't look too hard. How'd you find out about this? I overheard one of the art teachers talking about this and... Well, I couldn't help but eavesdrop. Pretty sneaky, I suppose. Not bad. Should I start doing the same with my side? Yes, please. Once we both get our sides done, we'll have to flip the paper over and do the other side. I happily nod at her. Not a problem. Following her example, I try my hand with my respective tea bag, and it's just as easy as she showed me. Shouldn't take long at all. And there we go. All done. Me and her finished our sides around the same time. Rhea looks over to inspect my work. Good work so far. I knew you'd pick up on this quickly. I mean, this wasn't really that hard. Either way, I can't help but think about how cute she's being. Must have been too distracted or something, and I didn't even notice that she flipped the paper around on us. I have to leave now and go shopping. Glad I could stop by. Of course! Zara, if you want to tune into more of my streams, I guess my, well, I guess my stream schedule is kind of complicated since I don't really have one. I literally just pick a day whether I'm free and I just do it instantly without really any warning, so I guess it's, yeah. Anyway, see you later, Zara. Thank you for making this mod, and thank you for making me, or I mean, I want to thank you for making this mod. It's really good so far. I'm gonna play this until the end. I must have been too distracted or something, as I didn't even notice that she flipped the paper around on us. She then dips her tea bag in her tea pain and begins her work again. Should probably do the same. After a moment or so of working, something else comes to mind. Hey, Yuri? What is it? This kind of reminds me of back when I was a kid, when my mom would help me with any art projects I had. Elbow bump. She gives me another warm smile. That's sweet. But I hope this doesn't feel too childish. Oh no, not at all! Just reminded me of happy times. Yuri stops painting for a moment, whereas I keep up with my side. That makes me happy. I'm glad you were able to come over and help me with this. I probably would have been here all day had you not been able to, or even the pleasure's all mine. Besides, it feels nice to help a friend out, even if it's just the simple things. Yuri resumes painting, while her smile intact. It certainly does. Before I know it, I've already finished with what I assume is my half. There wasn't an imaginary line drawn to equally divide this paper, so I can only guess. Sitting back to take a breather and inspect my work, it doesn't take long for Yuri to finish her respective side. All done, I'm guessing? Yes, all finished. She says that as she's taking care of the teacups and tea bags. So what's next is the door paper idea I had. Ah, yes, the door curtain. Once she's done with taking care of her stuff, she looks over to her closet. Hang on, I think I have some origami paper and a marker in here somewhere. Sure thing. She gets up and starts rummaging around in her closet. Part of me is surprised that she doesn't have this in her bag. Another part of me has to remember that she told me she's not a hoarder. Probably shouldn't be watching her, but my eyes land on her harp that's in her closet. I haven't thought of that in quite a while. Oh! Maybe I'll ask if she could play something! Once she grabs the paper and marker, she then walks over towards her bed and grabs 2 knives from a display rack on the wall. Wait, what? How did I miss that? Her display rack shows 4 available spots, which now inhabit 2 really neat-looking knives. All of them looking like pocket knives. Can't help but look at how enticing they are. After a while, my attention is averted to Yuri as she sits down and places everything on the floor. I didn't know you had all those. That's so cool. Yuri doesn't say anything about that. Instead, she nervously smiles. This will be used to cut the ribbons to length. Would you rather use a pair of scissors? Nah, I'd be willing to try something new. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever held a pocket knife before. Dad never let me touch any of his when him and Mom were around. May I see one? She hesitates a bit before speaking. Okay, but please be careful. Taking a hold of the knife with her right index finger over the flipper, she pushes downwards, with results in the blade projecting upwards at lightning speed. Using her 4 fingers as a resting place, she carefully hands the knife over to me. Looks like she knows what she's doing. Whoa, how did you do that? Oh, I can show you how that's done. With her thumb on the inside lock and her index finger over the false edge, she manages to bring the blade back inside. Taking hold of the knife shows it's no ordinary one. It's black with a purple outline, a purple dragon etched on both sides, and it's the size of my middle finger. She takes my right hand and shows me how to properly hold it for opening, which felt kind of nice. Try pushing downwards now. Doing as she says brings the blade up to life with a unique clicking sound. There's this weird feeling of power behind it. Can't help but stare at it. The blade itself is nothing special, just plain black with the words Dragon Strike printed on it. Taking a glance over to Yuri shows her intently looking me down, holding one of her knives. I end up quickly looking away as I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Carefully placing the knife on the ground, blade facing away from me, I reach over to grab some ribbon and some paper. I think it's about time. What do you plan on doing? She seems to snap back into reality and compose herself. I'm going to attach some ribbons to the bottom of our banner paper. Oh, almost like Flair, right? She nods. Yes, something like that. Neat. I'll get started with my project. With that, Yuri grabs her own knife and ribbons as we begin our respective jobs, with only silence that fills her room. Minutes pass, and I'm on the third to last piece of paper. Gotta admit, using a knife for this job instead of scissors is definitely different, but it's a nice challenge. Both trying to get the job done properly, all while trying to be careful. It's made me do some critical thinking, which I enjoy. Oftentimes, I would hear Yuri humming to herself. Honestly, this didn't really bother me too much. I'm certain we all have things like that we do to keep ourselves sane. I know I sometimes fidget my hands around or bob my head up and down while I'm walking. I think it's some weird sense in me that it's telling myself to do something or keep moving. Putting that aside, I've been so focused on what I was doing that I haven't really seen what Yuri's up to. Hey, Yuri. Yes, Diverse? Looking over to what she's doing, I become distracted by the knife she's using. Its handle features faux wood paneling, and the blade shines a bright gold. I'm also seeing about 30 or so pieces of ribbon taped to the paper. That only partially answers my question. How's everything going on your end? It looks like reality smacked her in the face again. It looks like reality smacked her in the face after asking her that, as if she's looking around herself inspecting her own work. Oh, I'm almost finished with taping the ribbons to the paper. I probably didn't need to ask her, but hearing her confirm that is nice. Neat. And yourself? I also look down at what I've done. Just 2 more to go, then I'll be all done with this. Her smile returns. That's great. Did you want to take a break once you and I finish up? Well, I wasn't expecting that. Well, now that I think about it, we did get quite a bit done. I'm not opposed to the idea. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. Besides, this shouldn't take long at all. Very well then. About a minute or so after getting back to this passes, and something I thought of earlier makes its way into my head, something I feel like I should ask Yuri. I've only got 1 more to go. I can work and talk at the same time. Your favorite color is now purple? Oh, another thing. What's that? I can feel the nervousness already. I can't believe I'm asking her this. I hope it's not too much to ask, but I haven't heard you play in a while. Play? After drawing the letter E on both sides of the paper and quickly taping it to a ribbon, I get up from the floor and grab her harp from her closet to present it to her. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be. Yeah. Yuri takes her harp from me. If that's alright with you. She seems to be lost in thought yet again. Yuri's the kind of person who, from what I've seen, likes to think before she speaks when given the chance. It only seems like the golden rule that I allow that to happen. Plus, I'd kind of really like to hear her play again. Well, I suppose it won't hurt anything. You're right, though. It has been a while. Maybe something short. Can't help but smile as my nervousness inside is replaced by excitement. Anything is fine, really. Thanks, Yuri. Smiling once again, she starts getting ready to play while I walk over to her bed and make myself comfortable. It's a lot more comfy than I thought it would be. Hope she won't mind. For once, everything feels okay. My mind isn't racing. I'm in the room of the girl I like the most, spending time with her. I don't think I could have asked for anything better. Laying down on her bed now, the comfiness, the relaxing feeling from tea, and how wonderful she sounds is taking its effect, all hitting me at once. Maybe I'll close my eyes. For a bit. It's break time, after all. Right? I can feel myself slowly dozing off just by silently yawning. Tomorrow's gonna be the best festival ever. The best festival ever. Huh? What? Everything feels weird. What time is it? Where am I? This doesn't look like my room. Getting up and looking around shows... Who put this blanket on me? Oh yeah, Yuri's room. How long did I sleep for? Where'd Yuri go? Looking around shows no signs of her. My project and hers are left untouched but finished. This is starting to make me feel uneasy. Her closet's still a mess. Her knife display's untouched. The one I used is still laying on the floor, but hers is... Where'd it go? I don't see it anywhere. My curiosity getting the better of me, push the blanket aside, get up from her bed, and quickly leave her room. Harmonica... Shut up! My god. My nervousness increases with every step as I tiptoe down her stairs. As I'm getting closer to the living room, I hear something coming from downstairs. It's a consistent sound, like water coming out of a faucet or something. That must mean someone's here. Silently approaching her living room, I'm able to pinpoint the sound I just heard. It is the water running. Hearing that clears up some things, but what could she possibly be doing? Why'd she take her knife with her? Peeking into the kitchen shows her cleaning up her knife from earlier. A voice quivers a bit while trying to get her attention. Yuri? She turns off the water, grabs a paper towel, and looks over to me. Oh, hello, Diverse. I didn't expect you to wake up so soon. Maybe I shouldn't be stretching right in front of her, but she's probably drying off her knife or something. Don't worry about it too much. What's going on? She walks over to a table with the tea tray from earlier. On his grilled cheese sandwich cut perfectly in half, 2 glasses of iced water, and her pocket knife from earlier, now retracted. My eyes are glued to everything as she sets the tray down. I thought I would make a little something for us, much like when we were at school. I was originally going to brighten it up to my room for us. That explains everything. Dude, she made one of my favorites! Oh, you didn't have to do this. I take a seat facing towards her and smile warmly at her. Thanks again! It's no problem. Me and her happily enjoy our break time in silence, biting into our sandwiches at the same time. There's a familiar kick packed away in here that I know all too well. Pepper Jack. This girl used my most favorite cheese for this. She's a keeper. The comfortable silence doesn't last for long, however, as Yuri speaks up once again. Hey, Diverse. What is it? She looks apprehensive for whatever reason, as she sets her sandwich down. You don't think it's weird that I keep knives around, do you? Oh, that's why. No, I don't think it's weird. It's definitely unique, but they can be really handy to have around, like to open letters, or to cut tags off of stuff, or you could sharpen pencils with them, or you could pull Legos apart with them. God only knows I could have used that as a kid. My bad, I didn't mean to ramble. I think her worried look was going away while I was talking. I'm glad you think that. Excuse me. I became interested in them a few months ago. There's just something so fascinating about them. She then picks her sandwich back up. Understandably so. They can be pretty practical to keep on you at all times. I don't know how cool they can be as well. I don't know why, but now I'm starting to wonder if she keeps on one in her bag. Thank you for not judging me about this. Yuri, I wouldn't be very good to you if I were to do so. Well, that was a thing I just said out loud. She quietly giggles to herself, then sits her elbow on the table, props her head on her hand, and looks in my general direction. Oh, you're too kind. All I can do is smile and nod at her, and maybe blush a little bit. It doesn't take long for sandwich time to be over, which makes me go, "Aw man, break time's over," in my head. I keep my eyes directed on hers. So, what's gonna happen next? Yuri grabs a hold of the tray and brings it towards her. There we go. All we have left to do is to write a quote on the banner. Okay. What'd you have in mind? She gives me her always cute smile. Oh, you'll see. I can't wait to see what she has in store. In mind? One of those two. She then gets up and walks towards her kitchen to take care of everything. Once she's done, she looks over to me again. Diverse, could you please grab the paint and brushes? I happily nod at her. Sure thing. Doing as she says by grabbing my stuff, she catches up to me, this time without the tray, but with her knife in hand. Once we're back in her room, she picks up the knife I used and places both of them on her display rack. Afterwards, I hand her one capsule of black paint and one brush, and we both take a seat. It's then that I realize I have nothing to do, as Yuri said she'd be painting something on here. Come on. There's gotta be something I can do. As I'm sitting and thinking, I'm also observing Yuri's painting. Just by looking at the first few letters, I'm noticing that this looks very similar to her handwriting when we were sharing poems. It's a little fancier than usual. Fancy. Hey, that just might work! Oh, I know what I can do! What'd you have in mind? She appears to still be focusing on painting, but her tone of voice didn't change at all. Well, you know how on those gold frames that paintings go in, they have a really fancy design etched into them? What if we were to try to paint something similar to the four corners of our banner? She stops painting once again and thinks to herself for a while. Sure, I don't see why not. Just nothing too gaudy, okay? Deal. I nod at her and she returns to whatever she was doing. Walking over to the side opposite of her, I prepare my paintbrush and paint and start working on one of the corners. And there we go. That's half of it done already. Paper definitely has a different feel to it, which took a little getting used to, but overall wasn't too bad. Keeping what we said in mind, I decided to keep it simple and draw two diagonal lines and some stars on each corner. Trying to draw stars with the paintbrush is harder than I thought it would be, but I ended up getting it down eventually. Phew! Alright, halfway done. Yuri speaks up as I grab my stuff, walk over to the other side, and continue the task at hand. Oh, Diverse, you say that you're glad it's almost over. Is it wrong to assume that you were Ah! Time stops. The feeling of black paint all over my hand and her floor paralyzes me and sends shivers down my body. There's no comfort anymore. Just really bad, overwhelming, tingling, uncomfortable feeling and also guilt. I want to shake my hand so desperately to try to get the point off, but that'll cause it to fly everywhere in her room. I can't help but clench my teeth and close my eyes in discomfort. I did end up making a mess. She's not going to be happy. This was a bad idea. I don't know what to do. I just want this to stop. Diverse? I look over at her almost out of desperation and barely manage to speak up. Help! Please! Once Yuri seems to realize what's going on, she gets up from her spot, grabs her bag, and pulls out a few tissues. She rushes over to me, takes my paint-covered hand in hers with the tissues, brings me from the ground with my compliance, and takes me somewhat by force to her bathroom. Once inside, she doesn't even bother closing the door. Instead, she turns on the faucet, which is set to hot water, removes the tissues from my hand, and brings it under the water. Watching the paint being washed away and the feeling of hot water is a little satisfying and makes me feel a little more at ease. But Yuri takes both her hands and begins gently scrubbing mine, trying to get all the paint off. She even goes as far as to apply soap to mine and hers. Her sudden actions have taken me by shock. This feels different. This feels just like with her hand would... This feels just like when her hand was in mine 2 days ago, but this feels more pleasant. A helping hand. Hands, I dare say. She looks over to me with a reassuring smile. At least I think it is, and gives me a towel to dry off. While my hand may be feeling better and the bad tingling sensation have mostly gone away, I still feel guilty about getting paint on her floor. There we go. You feeling any better now? I can't bring myself to answer that. All that's on my mind is the mess I made and also continuously scrubbing my already dry hands. I look towards the ground out of inferiority. I'm sorry about all this. I didn't mean to make your room a mess. Smile's replaced with a concerned look as she places one hand on my shoulder and looks at me. Diverse, please try not to worry about that. I'm not upset at all. We can clean it up together if that would make you feel better. Well, the thought of that does make me feel a bit better, knowing I'd be doing my part to atone for my mishap. Okay, I would like that. Her smile makes a return. Then it's settled. Let's take care of this. Towel in both mine and her hand, we make our way back to her bedroom. After our attempt to clean up the paint on her floor, we each resume our respective painting. Cleaning up wasn't so bad. I feel really lucky that her floor wasn't stained as a result. Would have felt really bad had that happened. Only after drawing 2 diagonal lines on the banner, I can't help but look over to see what Yuri's painting. The Literature Club. Isn't that kind of basic? I hope she has something else in mind. Oh well. After deciding to get back to work, it doesn't take long for something else to come to my mind yet again. Hey, thanks for your help earlier. I'm feeling better, by the way. She looks over to me and smiles, for I've lost track of how many times today. It's no problem. Besides, you said it best. It feels nice to help a friend out, so it only felt right. Can't help but smile at how cute she's being. Oh, you. There's an accomplishment feeling to it that I really enjoy. It makes me feel important. I can say the same. A certain someone told me recently to trust my instincts on whether something feels right or wrong, so I guess that played hand in hand with a little bit ago. That can't be a coincidence that she said that. Also, how we're both able to work and talk at the same time is beyond me. Well, I don't know what I would have done without you. How funny would have been if it was the super glue instead and I was stuck here forever or something. I can't help but laugh to myself at my own stupid humor, but Yuri isn't laughing. She's giving me that weird look from when I was holding her knife earlier, but it goes away after a while. You're so weird, Diverse. I confidently nod at her. That's me! She giggles once again, and we both resume painting the finishing touches on the banner. Ah, that ought to do it. I say that as I finish drawing the last star that I deem necessary. Yuri, on the other hand, looks to be almost done. While I'm waiting for her to finish up, I take a step back to look at the banner as a whole. And I gotta admit, tea-staining the paper was a pretty good idea. It almost looks like one of those stereotypical treasure maps that are shown in private movies. Or pirate movies. Finished. Good, now I can see the rest of what she wrote. A place to read, a place to write, a place to belong. Not bad. That turned out pretty well. I concur. Should we take care of it now? I start leaning towards the banner out of instinct. But no, don't! Sudden change in tone somehow managed to stop me in my tracks. The paint needs to dry first before anything. We should leave the banner here overnight. I then take a step away from our banner as to not disturb it. Fair enough. Does that mean you'll be bringing it to school tomorrow? It only makes sense if I do. What about your door curtain? Oh yeah, those. Looking down to see my project from earlier still on the ground, I'm surprised that I didn't step on and ruin everything. I can put that in my backpack and bring it with me tomorrow. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I could fit those in my bag if we need to. I mean, we very well could, but I want to do my part to help out. Philly cheesesteak Pringles? That exists? What? I insist. Please let me bring them to school tomorrow. Well, suit yourself. Looks like we're all finished, and there's nothing more for us to do. What do we do now? Come on, I'll walk you outside. Back in her living room after getting all my stuff together, she stops just short of her front door. Oh, Diverse, that reminds me. Would you like to stay for dinner tonight? Oh man, that sounds like a great idea! If it's anything like what she brings into school, then it'll be great. Now that I think about it, I still haven't wrote anything for tomorrow. That seems a little more important. I'm sorry. As much as I'd like to, I don't think I'll be able to. I still haven't wrote for tomorrow. She now looks just as disappointed as I am. Oh, that's a shame. But you're right, though. I, too, haven't written for tomorrow. Yikes! I'm certain there'll be a day where we can. I suppose. She opens her front door. I'll see you tomorrow. Right. Tomorrow. Wait, this isn't according to plan! I'm stuck in place of remembering where I ultimately wanted to accomplish today. Man, I can't believe I'm going through with this. I turn around so that I'm facing her. Yuri? What is it? I think I can feel my heart beating a little faster. Could you please walk home with me? It's really important. She stands there for a bit, lost in thought for Lord knows how long. You're welcome, R-Plays. Is it really that important? All I can do is nod at her. My emotions slowly starting to go rampage leaves me unable to speak. Well, I suppose I can spend a little more time with you today. I'll trust your judgment. I can't tell whether she's teasing me or not, but that's not what matters right now. I step outside her house with her following me. Lead the way, please. Nodding once again as my feelings are consistently inconsistent, we begin the journey to my house. 15 minutes later. That felt like one of the longest walks I've ever had in my life. While the walk may have been silent between me and her, my mind was racing the entire time. Felt a little bit tiring, to be honest. But we made it, and I'm both ready and not ready for what's about to happen. I still can't believe Sayori talked me into this. At my door, while I'm unlocking and opening it, Yuri speaks up. So, what's so important that I needed to be brought here? I turn around to face her once again. It's becoming more difficult for my thoughts to be put into words. Please, just wait here real quick. I'll be right back. With that, I quickly turn around and rush up to my room. Not long after, I turn to where she is, bag in hand. I can't tell if I'm shaking or trembling over the fact that this is actually happening. She looks at me inquisitively. I got you something that I think you'd like from when I was gone yesterday. From the bag, I nervously pull out a stuffed toy elephant and present it to her. Her eyes light up and she lightly gasps at what she sees. Gently taking it from me, she stares at it for a second and uses her right thumb to feel its texture. A genuine smile shows up as she closes her eyes and holds it close to her chest and neck. I can't help but smile at how happy she is now. Thank you, Diverse. I love it. I can't move, as I feel stuck in this dreamlike stance. All I can do is nervously laugh at her. I thought you would like it. I remembered you said you really like elephants, so... How do I ask her the big question, though? You're very thoughtful, Diverse. Yuri takes a step closer to me, grabs a hold of my hand, and briefly grasps it. I really like that about you. Time stops. My heartbeat increases. Life feels surreal. All these feelings I had back when I went to the lake by myself, I think they're starting to make more sense. It's all starting to come to me now. Yuri? There's so much I like about you. She seems slightly taken aback at our fingers mesh into perfect harmony as my eyes meet hers. I'm really happy with how close me and you have been ever since we first met. What I said 2 days ago about you being the most wonderful and beautiful person I've ever met, it still holds true to this day. I just feel honored to know a girl like you. She doesn't seem to react. My grip on her slowly becomes tighter. I can't stop now. I really like being around you, talking to you, everything that we do in the club. It all makes me really happy, and I don't want it to stop here, so... I take a second to try my hardest to think of what I want to say. I was wondering if I could be not only your date to the festival, but if I could be your princess. She stays silent for a while, but ends up laughing to herself. But why? Diverse, I thought I was the girl here. It takes a while for me to realize what exactly I said. Both of us laugh over my mishap for a bit, until Yuri snorts out of laughter and covers her face with both her hands. Oh? I thought I was the girl no, wait! I mean... Another laugh that ensues. Catching our breath takes a while, but when we're calmed down, both of us and time stop yet again. Yuri walks over to me, wraps her arms around me, and speaks gently in my ear. I do. All I can do is tightly hug her back and bury my hand in her shoulder in response to her voice ringing through my whole body. What just happened? Hold on. DiverseDokiPlays! Hey, thank you for the subscription. Really appreciate it. A familiar yet welcoming lava scent makes itself known upon embrace. Being in the arms of a princess feels absolutely surreal. I can't help but feel a spike of excitement after realizing how everything turned out. This is the best feeling in the world. Just knowing that she's mine and I'm hers now makes me never want this moment to end. Life can only look up from here. I start gripping her back a little harder and breathing more slowly, as if to stay in this moment forever. Our embrace comes to an end as we both look at each other and I take a hold of her hand this time, still blushing. Tomorrow's gonna be the best festival ever. But we still have to write for it. Yeah, you're right. I should probably head home now. Okay. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Go already. You first. I want to watch you until you're safely inside, okay? My blush increases. Okay, then. Walking over to my door, I stop myself after opening it slightly, take a deep breath, and turn around to face Yuri. Thanks again for having me, Yuri. I turn around, enter and close the door, all in less than a second. Thank you, my darling. Well, it's official. They're a thing now. Later that night. Ah, jeez, my head hurts a lot after all that writing, but I finally got my poem for tomorrow done. I have a feeling that everyone will like it, especially Yuri. At one point in time, she had texted me telling me thanks for everything about today, to which I replied basically the same thing. Laying my head down on my desk now, I relax for a bit and think about everything that happened today. The idea of writing to my parents to let them know what's been going on comes to mind, and that doesn't really sound that bad. Maybe I'll get around to that before... What? Huh? Oh, just my phone again. Quickly grabbing and flipping open my phone shows a text from Monica? What could she want? Hey Diverse, I'm almost done making the pamphlets for the festival tomorrow. Could you send me the final draft of your poem for tomorrow so I can finish my job? Monica's making me really confused. Better text her back, I guess. Wait, so you want me to text you my entire poem? Sent. While I'm waiting for a response, I pull out another piece of paper. But the moment I put my pencil on the Huh? Oh, that was fast. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Three minutes later, it's all sent over and my hands are tired. Flip phones are so weird when it comes to texting. I ended up having to send her X different messages due to the 160 character limit. After a while, she ends up texting me back. Great, thanks again! Just so you know, I gotta read Yuri's already and I like where things are going. Oh boy, does she know already? Probably not, but eventually she will. Disregarding my phone for now and grabbing my pencil, there's more important matters at hand. I can't wait to tell my parents about my new girlfriend. Girlfriend. That word just sounds and feels so much more pleasant now knowing who I'm associating it with. I can't help but put a dumb smile as I begin writing to my parents. Dear Mom and Dad. Here we go. It's the official day of the festival. I wonder what's gonna happen in this mod. What? Slowly rising from bed, rubbing the sleep out of my eyes and trying to adjust my eyesight to everything. I can't help but already feel that something is... off. No, not that. Missing... Squinting at my alarm clock shows 7:01? I forgot to set my alarm! Not on festival day! Being brought to life in a panic fashion, I quickly hop out of bed and practically jog to my bathroom to take a quick bath. Once that's all done and also getting dressed as fast as I can, I rush downstairs and quickly get one bowl of cereal ready. Yes, that's right. One. I'm in too much of a hurry. I really don't want to be any later than I will be. By eating as fast as I am, I'm probably going to get the hiccups later on today, but that's an acceptable loss, I guess. Somebody starts knocking on the door as soon as I place my bowl in the sink to take care of for later. What, this early? Who could that be? Grabbing my backpack from the couch and opening my front door, it's Yuri? She has a banner we made all rolled up with her. As we stare at each other for a bit, I'm at a loss for words. Hi, Diverse. Not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this. Yuri? I scratch my head out of confusion. Good morning? She giggles a little bit before speaking up. And to you too. I can't help but smile, but also feel a bit surprised by how upbeat she's acting. Is she a morning person or something? What's going on? Well, I was hoping that we could walk to school together. Now that I think I get what she's getting at. With a smile on my face, I step out the door and take her hand in mine before she can finish her sentence. I would like that. The sight and feeling of this moment is picture perfect. Her smile becomes more genuine and her hand feels as gentle as I remember. Without another word, we both set off to the school. My concern for being late has gone down all thanks to her. Cereals with no milk have no time for that. Guess what I do, because I don't like milk. I eat my cereal dry. It's as nice out as I would like for it to be. It's partly sunny, and while the breeze is very light, it's not too chilly outside. Today's going to be a very interesting day. It'll still be a full day with a lunch period, but every club in the school gets their chance throughout the day to prepare whatever is needed for the festival afterwards. Except for our club, which has to set up the event right after last period. Oh, why does this sound familiar? The school grounds look a bit different today. The courtyard is covered in all sorts of flowers that weren't there before. Red salvia, yellow lilies, green carnations, blue hibiscus, purple hydrangea make for a pleasant sight and smell. But it doesn't take away this irrational fear I felt nearly the whole walk here. Mainly about if one of our club members sees me and Yuri like this. I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of, right? Maybe I'm just unsure of what their reactions will be. I'm sure Natsuki would have some choice words, but they'll all find out eventually. May as well just accept it. As me and Yuri come closer and closer to the students approaching the school, her hand carefully breaks away from mine and both ours go back to ourselves. It's like she's read my mind or something. I look over to her and give her a genuine smile, as if to say, "Don't worry, I understand why." Carefully looking around shows none of our club members in sight. I guess we got lucky. Stepping inside the school and making our way to my locker, a few students look at me and Yuri walking together for a little bit for whatever reason. Surprisingly enough, it's not bothering me too much. Maybe it's to be expected or something. Once we're at my locker and I'm all ready for the day, Yuri speaks up again. Diverse, remember what I said about lunchtime a few days ago? It takes some searching back in my memory banks, but I think I got it. Yeah, you said to just leave everything of mine in the classroom, right? Her warm smile never leaves. Yes, you remembered. I'll be here around that time, okay? I happily nod at her. I'll see you then. Departing from each other to go our separate ways, I can't help but think about how different today's gonna be. And 3 o'clock. That was most definitely right. There was a weird anticipation, excitement, whatever the word is, for today going on in my head that made focusing on classes borderline impossible. Luckily, the teachers were pretty chill today and barely any assignments were handed out. Lunchtime with Yuri today was a success. She kept things really simple with a PB&J and apples for us. It's probably because there will be food stands for us when we get to enjoy the festival together. As I'm leaving my math class and making my way towards the club room, the excitement about today has become more intense, like it's running through my entire body or something. Approaching and entering the club room shows the actual usual scene, but it's a little bit different due to what today is. Natsuki's at a desk near the closet with a huge tray of cupcakes. Yuri's over by the chalkboard with a rolled up banner. Sayori's messing around with something. Not sure what, because Monika's currently obstructing my vision. Hi, Diverse! Glad to see you can make it! The silliness makes me smile. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Good! How are you feeling about today? I can feel my smile slowly going away. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous about how everything's gonna turn out. Hey, don't worry about it, bud. Everything's gonna be just fine. Don't forget, we'll be here in case something happens. Didn't Yuri say something like that yesterday? Yesterday. Oh, hey, how did visiting Sayori's place go yesterday? Monika's expression immediately changes to one of unamusement. Oh, dear lord, I am never going to that girl's house again. What? I thought Sayori was supposed to be the cool cat around here. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. Looking around for a little bit shows nobody noticed, much to my relief. Not when she eats all my snacks that I bought for myself. That girl's stomach is endless, I swear. That's not very nice. And she goes dancing around her house when... Excuse me. And she goes dancing around her house when we were watching the opera and almost broke my printer. Like, for real. Who dances to an opera? That sounds exactly like something Sayori would do. Now that I think about it, I don't think I really saw what she's doing. Taking a moment to direct my vision towards her, she's... Hey, Monika, what is she doing? Monika looks over to what Sayori's doing as well. She's just placing the pamphlets down for our guest to read today. Neat. Think I'll go take a look at one real quick. Not even taking 2 steps away from Monika, and she manages to grab onto my arm to stop me in place. Just know that you'd spoil yourselves with everyone's poems for today if you were to check them out. Now that she mentions that, I think I'd rather those be a surprise for me. That's when I give her a nod out of acknowledgement. Hey Diverse, have you played Blue Skies? No, nor have I seen any gameplay of it. Which is another one of the main reasons why that is on my list as well. But it's like near the end. I think it's like in chapter 6 or something. Alright, thanks for telling me. Her smile makes a return. No problem. She's now giving me that one, whatever it's supposed to be, look. I'm sure a certain someone here could really use your help right about now. Oh, I bet she's talking about checking out the chalkboard once again. I can only guess that Yuri's lost in thought over something. The thought of getting to help her out with decorating the room is pretty exciting. Right, I'll see you around. Without even acknowledging what kind of face Monika's giving me, I walk over to Yuri to see what she's up to. It's weird nervousness to talk to her that if I... It's weird nervousness to talk to her that... It's weird nervousness to talk to her that I felt on my second day of the club is showing up. Probably due to the fact that she's my girlfriend now. I'm guessing viewing her this way and having it to be real is a bit surreal. Hey, everything okay over here? She looks over to me and gingerly smiles. Hello, Diverse. All's well. I was just picturing how the banner will look across the board. Huh. Now I'm kind of curious. Looking over to the chalkboard and then over to the banner. Looks like it'll be just long enough to cover the width of the Huh? Shall we get started on decorating the room? I really want to take her hand to show how happy I am to get this done, but the others might call us out about it, so all I can do is smile at her. Sounds great! What's the first thing to do? Brandishing her ever so lovely smile. Try not to, put any spoilers in the chat, please. She reaches into her bag and pulls out 4 candles of the same kind, 2 things of tape, a lighter, some black paper, and sets everything on the closest desk. Did you remember to bring the door curtain? I sure did. I proceed to take all 7 parts of my door curtain out of my backpack to show her. Excellent. Please place that on this desk and take one of the rolls of tape. First thing we'll do is set up the banner properly. I happily nod. Good idea. Next, we'll have you set up your door curtain while I take care of the candles in the corners of the room. I remember what you said about how the room would look scary without any kind of lighting, so I thought it would be best if this was done before covering the windows with the black paper. She remembered that. This girl's amazing. Now I'm the one who's blushing. I make sure my eyes meet hers now. Thank you, Yuri. It's very sweet of you. She looks away and blushes for the more times that I can count time and giggles to herself. With that, we both grab a chair and bring them towards the chalkboard. Carefully grabbing hold of one corner of the banner, we bring it up together and mess around with trying to tape it to the chalkboard. The paper's texture throws me off a little bit, but it's nothing I can't get used to. At least the tape still sticks to it. As soon as I make sure my upper half is all secure and not going anywhere, I decide to look beside me. Since I'm higher up, I can get a good view of what's going on. Natsuki's preparing the cupcakes at one of the desks. Sayori's making sure everything looks right. Monika's supervising everything. I can't help but quietly laugh to myself for thinking that the club president and me are overlooking everything, as if she's unknowingly sharing her power or something. Diverse, all finished up. Ah! Yuri breaking my trance snaps back into reality and also makes me lose my balance. Extending both my arms forward to try and regaining my balance barely does anything as I can feel myself falling backwards. Closing my eyes and feeling the embarrassment of everything already hit me, something firm takes a hold of my back and prevents me from falling any further. Embarrassment inside me is replaced by confusion, and then my fight or flight response kicks in as I manage to grab a hold of the edge of the chalkboard to bring myself upright. Taking a deep breath and looking around shows Yuri by my side. Was it her that did that? Stepping down from the chair, I look at her with a somewhat guilty look. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. That's when, by my surprise, she walks up to me and puts a hand on my shoulder. It's okay. I've got your back. But do try to be more careful next time. Even when she's looking out for me like this, it makes me smile pretty much every time. Understood. Let me take care of the bottom of my side and I'll be all done. Of course. And there we go. Holy shit, that looks good. After taping the last piece of black paper on the wall, the room has an interesting atmosphere to it. One that's not as intimidating as I thought it would be yesterday. After me and Yuri had finished with the banner, she prepared the candles all around the room and I took the liberty of setting up my door curtain. Afterwards, we taped black paper to all the windows in this room that didn't have curtains. After I've taken a moment to reflect on everything and taken the atmosphere, I take a look around the room to see Yuri's on her last piece of paper. Might not be the best idea to disrupt her now while she's working, so I'll just head over there for now. As soon as I walk over and approach where she is, she takes a step back and inspects her work, seemingly satisfied. You were right, Yuri. This doesn't look scary at all. This was such a good idea. I'll agree. Monika's sudden appearance catches me and Yuri off guard. Room does look pretty good, and the banner's impressive as well. Good job, you two! Thank you, Monika. I can't help but blush a bit over the fact that we said that in unison. Sayori, Natsuki, are we just about done? Sayori shows excitement, whereas Natsuki looks rather content. All done! All the desks in the room each have a pamphlet laid on them, albeit sloppily placed. I'm all done too. Just waiting for the compliments now. You know, I would expect something like that from her. Good. Okay, everyone. We don't have much time left before people start showing up. Hurry up and grab a cupcake while we still have time. Wait, Monika! That wasn't part of... Cupcakes! Sayori jumps out of joy and rushes over to stick her... Sayori jumps out of joy and rushes over to stick her toy store kid hands in the cupcake tray. Surprisingly enough, her voice wasn't as ear-piercing as Natsuki's. Shall we? Shifting my gaze over to Yuri shows her looking at me inquisitively. Inquisitively. God, I need to pronounce that word. Yeah, I was right. Inquisitively. I don't think I've ever had Natsuki's cupcakes before. I'm willing to give one a shot. Sure, but only one, though. I probably didn't need to say that last part, but oh well. The both of us head over to where the cupcakes are. They look like your standard vanilla cupcakes, but the frosting on them is a really cool tie-dye design. Not to digress, but this reminds me of back when I was a kid. Whenever I was given the choice of what flavor of certain stuff I wanted, I always chose what looked the most outrageous, as I thought there was something super special about it. But now that I'm a bit older, it's not hard to appreciate more simple stuff, like classic vanilla or chocolate or whatnot. Taking a cupcake and tearing off the wrapper, I take a big bite and it doesn't oh god, no, make it stop! My eyelids immediately bolt upwards. While the cupcake itself feels and tastes fine, the frosting's texture is absolutely awful. Way too grainy, as if she used normal sugar instead of confectioner's sugar. It feels like every particle is an assault on my tongue. Just like yesterday with the pain, everything feels uncomfortable and I don't dare chew anymore. I could run over to the nearest garbage and spit it out, but that would probably make Natsuki upset and I wouldn't hear the end of it from her. Diverse, is everything okay? I got it! I quickly covered my hand over my mouth before speaking. Thank goodness I'm right next to the door. Rushing out of the club and into the hallway, I try my absolute best to look and act normal in front of the masses of students in the hallway while I make my way to the closest restroom. Okay, that's finally done. Thank goodness that's over. That wasn't nearly as bad as what happened yesterday, as I was able to take care of this all by myself, but still, I didn't expect that to happen today. I left the restroom a while ago, and as I'm now outside the club room, sitting against the wall of the hallway, taking a breather. This moment of peace is something I need to calm myself down before we all perform in front of everyone. After a few moments outside, the sound of the clubroom door opening overpowers the sounds of the students. Instinctively turning my head towards where the sound is coming from shows Yuri looking over to me with a concerned look. She then walks over to me and takes a seat on the ground next to me. Hey, are you feeling alright? Yeah, I'm all better now. Sorry about that. I may ask, what exactly happened? It was just a texture thing, that's all. I'm sure that happens to everyone, right? Her concerned, yet inquisitive look is not going away. Texture? What do you mean? I nod and then decide to take her hand into mine to help me feel more at ease and be able to answer her easily. I honestly don't care if anyone sees right now. Yuri doesn't seem to react too much, but complies otherwise. Yeah, I guess it was too much for me to handle. There are certain feels and sounds that set me off, I guess. I hope you understand. It's okay, I think I understand where you're coming from. I'll admit, these cupcakes were different from the ones she's bought in the past. Maybe that's why. They weren't like this in the past? No. She must have done something different this time. That makes sense, then. Turning away to look at the ground, a short silence plays out between us while I grip her hand a bit more. Have people made their way into our clubroom yet? A few people have arrived, but Sayori and Natsuki are taking care of them right now. I see. Are you nervous too? I am. I wish we didn't have to do this. In front of all those people too. Finally, someone else gets it. Both of us giggle for a bit. For real though, am I the only one who secretly hopes we don't get any new members? Well, it doesn't really matter too much to me, but what makes you say that? Huh. I don't know. I then look down at her hand in mine, and then get up to her eyes and smile. I guess I just like things the way they are now. But I guess I wouldn't like the feel of the club if more people were to join. I know that Monica wants to see the club grow and all, but maybe I'm just weird like that or something. No, you're fine. I get where you're coming from. I guess I can't wait for this to be over. I have to agree. After this will be our first real date, which I can't wait for. I don't blame you. Speaking of which, shouldn't we be starting soon? That seemed to have snapped her back into reality. You're probably right. I bet Monica's wondering where we are now. Yeah, probably. We both managed to get up at the same time by giving each other a hand, and ironically enough, that's when our hands would turn to each other, but it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Come on, let's face this together. She smiles warmly at me and follows me back into the club room. Back inside the club room shows that we managed to get quite the crowd. The atmosphere of the room looking different catches me by surprise at first, but it doesn't take long for me to get reused to it. The chatter of all the people in the room makes me instinctively drown it out, so I can focus on pinpointing certain voices if I want to. Checking out the entire situation of our club room shows Sayori happily hanging out with one of our fellow students. I'm pretty sure that's Jerome, a pretty respectable guy in our school. He's African American, has black dreadlocks, and is rather, how do I say, big boned and taller than most students. He's a member of the anime club, in the top 50 academically in our school, and I hear people call him Big J sometimes. Could this be her sunshine she was talking about? Natsuki is over by her array of cupcakes having a conversation with another one of our classmates, Garudo. He happens to be Indian American and is the same height as Sayori. He is also in one of my special education classes and is known for constantly disrupting the teachers in a hilarious fashion and getting kicked out of class. Hearing those two manage to start talking to each other is beyond me. Monica, on the other hand, is chatting up one of the guys from the newspaper club, Todd, more specifically. It's no surprise he'd be talking with the likes of Monica. He's placed number 2 academically in our school. I bet there's something going on between them. Maybe he's just intertwining her or something. Excuse me. Maybe he's just interviewing her or something. After a little bit, she seems to quickly glance at me as if she noticed I'm back, say her goodbyes to Todd, and proceeds to walk over to me. Diverse, is everything alright? I take a moment to breathe in and out before speaking. Yeah, everything's all better now. Sorry if I worried you guys. Good. We're about to start in a few minutes, so I should tell you and you— Hey! Were they really that bad? Oh god, oh no! I don't know what to say to her without sounding like a jerk. I know that if I straight up tell the truth to her, she'll probably be angry anyways. And if I don't say anything back, that could also be bad. Feels like I can't win. What do I do? Jeez, you could have just told me instead of making a big fuss over nothing, you know? As I'm left with my mouth sealed but mind racing, Yuri takes a step towards Natsuki. Natsuki? It's not something as simple as that. He could have just told me that something was off. It is that simple! I'm surprised that nobody's looking over to us. The moment I start to feel annoyance towards her, Monica intervenes, quite literally, and creates more space between them. I can't quite tell what she's exactly saying as she's being a bit quiet, but I can tell she's not happy, just by her face and her tone of voice. After a little bit, with a still somewhat annoyed expression, walks away from us and over to her cupcake tray. Walking up to Yuri, I try to keep my voice down low enough to where only she can hear me. Hey, thanks for standing up for me just now. She seems to get the hint as she meets my gaze and her expression lightens up a bit. It only felt right. Now where was I? The both of us turn our attention to Monica, who seemingly appeared out of nowhere. But I don't dare speak to her after what I saw, so I don't risk saying anything that'll make her act like that again. I haven't asked you yet, Diverse, but are you okay with performing last out of all of us? That actually doesn't sound that bad. Atsuki, yep. In my mind, throughout all of that, I'm literally just like, yep, this is her. That actually doesn't sound that bad. I nod at her, to which she averts her gaze to Yuri. And Yuri, you're fine with going before him? She also nods in confirmation. Good. Go ahead and take a seat at the front row of seats. I'll get everything all settled and we can get this started. Yes, Monica. Doing as Monica says, me and Yuri take a seat out in front, only to see Sayori, who starts talking the moment we sit down.
Hi, Diverse! Are you excited for this?
I try to respond with the same level of enthusiasm as her, but you can tell it sounds forced. Yeah, I suppose. I'll be excited when it's all over.
Oh, cheer up, you! Everything will be just fine!
For your sake, I hope so. Looking over to Yuri for a split second shows a face of what I can only guess is apprehensiveness. I wonder if she also is grateful that she's one of the last to go so she can get a feel of how everything can go. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I mean, she was in this club last year and everything. The nervousness inside me builds more and more as Monica walks up to the podium and clears her throat. Okay, everyone! Her voice is loud, yet controlled. It's enough to grab the attention of everyone in the room, to which they subsequently quiet down until the volume of the room is reduced to a faint murmur of voices. Hello, and welcome to the second annual Literature Club Festival event! It means so much to us that you take the time to check out what we have in store for you all today. The pamphlets in front of you should give you an idea of what's about to go down. Hey lady, what we got going on, you know what I'm saying? Yep, pretty typical of him. I don't know how he has the nerve to speak like that. While some people in the crowd behind us snicker a bit, Monica seems to be unfazed by such outbursts and proceeds to charismatically point at him. I'm glad you asked! I'm Monica, by the way, and I'm the club president. The rest of the club and I will be having our very own poetry performance. We'll each go one at a time, and I'll take the honors of getting this started with a little something I wrote called Library. Monica starts reading her poem in front of everyone. Her voice is as confident and as clear as it's always been, which I can only assume draws everyone's attention. She seems to be pretty good at adding emotion at the right times, which makes this all the more impressive. Oh, we actually get to read it! Okay, cool. Library. A library of one's entire existence. Each page containing something new, each stroke of the pen irreversible. Each book is written in a unique style, some are funny, some are pleasant, but most aren't. Certain books are kept hidden off the shelves, hidden from view. A library of one's entire existence. Each page containing something old, each stroke of the pen irreversible. Each book is painful to read, some hurt physically, some emotionally, but some don't. A single librarian maintains the books, desperately hoping the next book will be a pleasant one. Everyone in the room applauds except for me. While Monica's performance was really good and all, I don't know why I can't bring myself to clap. This is a load of barnacles. I heard that! Maybe it's some weird inane fear that people have their eyes on me while doing so or something. Either way, I just smile and keep to myself. After a little bit, the clapping dies down. Thank you, everyone! Up next, we have the person who made the cupcakes you enjoyed. Our very own Natsuki. Enjoyed. As Monica walks over to the one side of the room, Natsuki gets up from her spot and walks up to the podium. I'm kind of surprised that Monica didn't get a step stool for her to stand on because of how short she is. She adjusts the mic in front of her to match her height. I'm Natsuki, and you heard right. I made the cupcakes and I hope you all like them. Other than that, I've got a poem to read, so listen up. As she begins reading her poem to us, her tone of voice remains the same, but ends up becoming more and more normal sounding, I guess, as she progresses. I've read the kind of stuff she wrote before, and this has that sense of realism that was present in her other two poems. Monster. There's a monster under my bed, a mess of thoughts that's in my head. I just want to feel safe. That's why I stick to only me. There's a monster behind my back. I never know when it will attack. I just want to feel proud. That's why I stick to only me. There's a monster inside us all, just waiting for us to fall. I just want to feel happy. That's why I stick to only me. There's a monster beneath my feet. A feeling that's not so sweet. I just want to be swept away, but I can't stick to only me. I run to somewhere that's safe, somewhere I can be proud, a place that makes me happy, a place that sweeps me away. This place where I watch as the monster melts. I just had to trust and stick with someone else. Everyone claps once again as Natsuki shines a bright smile towards everyone and returns to her seat. Monika then returns to the podium. Up next is our very own Vice President, Sayori. Take it away! Sayori practically jumps out of her seat and starts skipping over to the podium. How on earth can she act like this today?
Hi, everyone! I'm Sayori, and I'm so happy that you all could show up today. I wrote something for a very special
Well, that was unexpected. The room somehow managed to become even more quiet. It looks like both Monika and Natsuki are facepalming at the same time. Dang, I feel bad for Sayori now. She looks pretty embarrassed. Also, it would be nice if he stopped laughing now. That's when I hear Jerome speak up from the crowd. Yo, my guy, chill! Jesus! After a bit, he manages to calm down. Sorry about that, my bad. It takes a moment for the awkwardness to escape the room, and that's when Sayori clears her throat to attempt speaking again.
Anyway, this poem I wrote is for a certain someone out there. Here goes.
The embarrassment in her voice is still present as she begins reading, but her tone of voice becomes more and more natural as she continues. This poem is too sweet. It's like her voice was made for something of this caliber. She even does little hand and arm motions as she's reading, as if she's actually performing or something.
The same wings. Come, let us speak the words of our heart. On heart connected aiming for one goal. Wherever you end, that's where I will start. With your hand in mine, we are the ultimate whole. I'm sorry for your suffering.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry for your suffering and your pain. It's in the past, a breeze come and gone. But I still want to erase all your disdain. Do not worry, all I want is a bright new dawn. Through the havoc, I can still hear your whispers. I'm speaking softly so as to be the calm. Your words soothe me, bringing only the answers. Guiding the lines of your hand as its palm. I am your shadow and gladly your other half. My thoughts as yours, as I offer you relief. Without doubt together, we will carry this staff, a symbol of our new world built in our belief. I pour out my soul to you who would listen. I, intercepting, will carry your thoughts as the wind, and together all our feelings in the sun will glisten. Together, taking off into the sky, we will ascend. Someday, we'll soar the sky of a world our voice sings. And on that day, together we will flap the same wings.
That was incredible. That was so good that I'll clap along with everyone else. She deserves it. One thing though, I'm sensing a pattern. They're all starting off with their name and what they'll be performing. I know Yuri said she's quite nervous about this. Maybe I can say something to help before Monika announces her? Besides, I think she knows she's up next anyways. Looking over to Yuri and making sure she's done clapping, I smile as I quickly take her hand in mine to grab her attention and give a brief yet firm squeeze. That seemed to do the trick. You'll do just fine. I'm sure of it. As I slowly retract my hand from hers, all she does is give me a gentle smile. The sound of Monika saying Yuri caught both of our attention, as if we both drowned her out or something. That's when Yuri leaves her seat and apprehensively approaches the podium. Hello? I'm Yuri, and I'd like to share my writing with everyone. Before she starts reading, she does what I think is a quick look around the room. As her eyes land on me, I make sure to give her a smile to offer some kind of reassurance to her. She then looks back to her paper and begins reading. Her apprehensiveness seems to disappear after a little while. Her voice and her words sound as lovely as it always does, and I can't help but put on a dumb smile while I'm listening. Feels like I've helped her put effort into this somehow. A ghost's companion. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure skips under the street lights, avoiding the eerie darkness that surrounds us. My heart is curious. Is he one of the same? A being with a vibrant orange glow, electricity in his veins. Yet there's a different aura that reigns within him. I can't help but Oh no! No, I accidentally skipped! No! Oh, I can't see it back any. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh no, 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 no. I feel so bad. No! Oh no. Oh god. No! I meant to click on the what? I meant to click on the freaking the scroll bar. Oh god. No. Man, and I thought Sayori's was good. That was amazing. If I didn't clap for that, I wouldn't be able to live for myself. I can't help but endlessly smile as she makes her way back to her seat. Monica steps on stage once again. And now, last but not least, we have our newest member, Diverse. Well, let's get this over with. Breathing in and out while approaching the podium, my heart begins to pound more intensely over the moment I'm in and the silence in the room. I'm frozen in place for a little longer than I'd like to be by looking at everyone's expectant faces. It's okay. Let's get this done for the club's sake, to make Yuri happy. Hi everyone. I'm Diverse, and I too wrote about something who has a No! Don't say yesterday! Recently has been important to me. Taking a moment to breathe in and out again, I start reading in front of everyone. It starts out a little bit rough, as another process in my mind is taking full note of how fast my heart is beating, which makes it difficult to focus. But after a while, things start to become a little more natural, as I have a certain someone to impress. Our castle walls. Yuri, can you not spoil things next time, please? Please and thank you. Our castle walls. I am a collection of characteristics, both physical and mental. That makes me completely unique. And I realize that not everyone who crosses my path will be interested in what I have to offer. But my strength comes from the belief that someone, somewhere, can and will appreciate me for what I am. Within the walls of my mind, stay away, repeats itself alongside other means of survival. Choose your friends wisely. Wise word from those far away. Think I've done just that. There's a special someone out there that I'm glad to call my friend. They're kind, they're smart, they have a heart of pure gold. I wink she's thunderful, but I can't say it Wirivel. I didn't know her, but she smiled. And from her smile, a warmth seeped deep inside me. I knew no words I could say, yet I think I understood. And on that serendipitous overnight, she had given more than most ever could. When life gets tough, Both my people and the mind. When nothing makes sense and I'm all by myself, you're there with an embrace, a place to retreat. It's like I found new walls to reside in. Your gentleness is quite magical. I don't ever want to let go. Any troubles you have? I'll be here time and through. A shoulder to lean on, a guardian standing strong. I know I don't deserve a treasure like you, but please, let me be the one you'll seek out first. Two different people, side by side, will venture on. Even if the journey gets a little bumpy, we'll be safe in our castle walls. Once I'm done reading, I look up to everyone and give a small smile. Thank you. The whole classroom claps for one last time, and I could have sworn I heard a few awes in there somewhere. That response alone makes me instinctively turn my head away from everyone and quickly make my way back to where I was sitting earlier. Monica approaches the podium one last time. Well, what a way to finish! I just want to say thank you for everyone who made this possible, and thank you everyone for stopping by today. I hope you'll consider joining this club, and may the rest of the festival commence. Well, everything actually turned out pretty okay. People have already started to get up and leave by the time Monica was almost done speaking. Now that the lack of people in the room brings back some sense of normalcy, thoughts begin to fill my mind as I stare blankly at one of the walls. All the cupcakes are gone. Gone. Oh, wait a minute! I just remembered I have an idea. I can fast forward to the poems, and I can read what Yuri said. Oh, the paint scene. Why didn't I think of this before? Okay. 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 A ghost's companion. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure skips under the streetlights, avoiding the eerie darkness that surrounds us. My heart is curious. Is he one of the same? A being with a vibrant orange glow, electricity in his veins. Yet there's a different aura that reigns within him. I can't help but feel some connection between us. A tenacious wind blows which causes him to fall. He stops under my streetlight. The light flickers. An air of melancholy surrounds both him and I. He says, I'm sad, somehow without any words. Sympathy now festers and grows into my soul. My heart pounds as I offer a helping hand. His hand in mine, this extreme sensation. He approaches and embraces with starscapes in his eyes. Never in life would I imagine the possibility of a ghost feeling warmth. Surreal, vivid, serendipitous, that word, imperative, that which describes our promise to help each other. When disaster strikes and all seems gloomy, don't cry, I'll be there, and our hearts were never apart. If you're with me, then everything's alright. Man, and I thought Sayori was good. Whee! All the cupcakes are gone. Oh wait, I just realized it's past 3:30. I guess now at this point, I am going to stop it here. A long words, serendipitous, never change, Yuri, never change. Yeah, Yuri, try not to put spoilers in here because I'm playing all of this blindly. And so yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream here and continue next time. I'm not so sure of when I'll do this again, but I'll do it soon enough. So yeah, thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!